It is an absolutely picture-perfect day for racing here at the 41st Annual W World Vet Motocross Championship. We're 60 miles from Los Angeles here in the Inland Empire of California, and we are ready for some unbelievable horsepower theater. Welcome, everybody. Kick those feet up. As you can see, our man over there waving his finger in the air, making sure everybody's ready to go. My question is, are you ready to go? I know this man next to me is ready to go. I'm Jack Corpella, alongside the one, the only Mark Tilley. Mark, thanks for being here. I know you're playing hurt, banged up last week at NGPC, but thanks for being here this weekend.
I wouldn't miss this for the world. This is huge. And we got a start. We definitely got a start going on that World Cup race that has vastly and rapidly becoming the top priority here at the WVET World Championship.
And no doubt about it, guys. Which nation will take the win? If you're unfamiliar with this race, and I'm sure you're not here on the MXA channel because you've watched it the last several years, this is the largest vet championship, the largest vet national championship in the world. Canada won last year. It was Italy prior to that. We will see who takes the win this year. But before we go any further, let's send it down to the third member of our team, the one, the only, Josh Mosman. He has more.
So what is the World Cup of Nations? Well, we've been doing the World Vet Championship here at Glen Helen for 41 years. This is the 41st annual, but just a couple years ago, we added in a unique race on top of the World Vet Championship, and it is the World Cup of Nations. Run similar to the Motocross of Nations, where you have 3 riders representing their country, fighting for glory, battle, and having fun on the track. But one unique aspect of it is the 30 class, the 40 class, the 50 class. They all go off on separate gates. The 30-plus gate drops, each rider representing their country, wearing their country's bib, goes. The 40-plus gate drops 15, 20, 30 seconds later, and then the 50-plus gate drops after that. So we have a massive field, tons of riders on the track, each rider representing their country. Of course, we do have multiple countries that have multiple teams. There's Team USA 1, Team USA 2, Team USA 3, but we also have some unique riders. Our own MXA test rider, Brian Medeiros, he's from Hawaii. He found 2 other Hawaiians to represent Team Hawaii, but they're technically, obviously, an American team. But it's so cool to see each country representing their brand and their flag like Team Mexico is doing here. We also have riders from Alaska, but of course, Team Brazil, we have Team Italy and Team Canada. Canada won last year, Team Italy won in 2023, and now things are up for grabs this year in 2025 as 3 riders representing all kinds of countries and going out there trying to fight for glory on the track. So World Cup of Nations is a unique event. Moto 1 is on Saturday, Moto 2 is on Sunday, and it's mixed into all the other races at the World Vet Championship.
Thanks so much, Josh Mosman. That's right, we're pumped, and which flag up there will represent our winning country here in 2025? That is the big question. We're off to a great start. Earlier today, we were live on the Dirt Bike Magazine YouTube channel where Mike Alessi, Mr. Whole Shot, won the 125cc category. Then we were live on Racing Jack YouTube where we watched Pascal all the way from the coast of Africa hold off Kurt Nicole to take the win in 50+, and now we are here live on MXA YouTube where we've got a lot of questions to answer, don't we?
Yeah, well, and we're going to see the second moto later on in the show. We're going to see the second moto of that Pasha Plus 30 125 Pro race that Alessi was able to win, and we're going to see the second moto of that 50+ Pro race. So, and more on the World Vet Championship, and he got a chance, Josh Mosman got a chance to catch up with one of the ultimate World Vets, and the one that has won this World Vet Championship 30 times, the iconic Doug Dubach.
We are here with Doug Dubach. I call him Mr. World Vet. This guy has won this race 30 times, and Doug, it's really fun to watch you because it gives me hope. I'm 29. Next year, I'm 30. I become a real vet rider next year. I'm not vet yet next year. But when I become a real vet rider, I mean, I'm still maybe a little bit of a try-hard. But next year, I'll be 30. But you give me hope, man. You rip on the track, and it was just fun watching you today, the Pasha 50+ Open class. Doug, tell us what it's like to be back at the 41st Annual World Vet Championships.
Well, as you mentioned, yeah, I've been coming here for a long time. You know, my first time was in '93, back when it was at Paris Raceway, and kind of begrudgingly did that race because I didn't want to admit that I was 30. Yeah. Still, you know, trying to claw into some money on the pro side. But, yeah, I mean, what can I say? I've definitely had a great run, won a lot of titles, and, yeah, I mean, it's just, well, I could run on and on about all the stories of this guy and that guy and how this unfolded and that, but yeah, I'm just lucky to be here and still racing and having a good time.
By the time this airs, the second moto will already be in the book, so hopefully all goes smooth in the second moto for you on the YZ125. But tell us a little bit about the World Cup of Nations. So you raced for Team Guam for a couple years. Then what happened?
Yeah, well, we had won it, I believe it was 3 years in a row, and we were getting a little heat from, you know, Guam, and I'd actually physically been there. I don't think Kiefer ever had, but I could tell you the population, the square mileage of the island, you know, kind of military to civilian ratio. I mean, I had a lot of info in my back pocket, but apparently that wasn't good enough. So, yeah, we just kind of let some others have a whack at it, and so that was all fine. You know, Sean Lepinovich, who kind of led that charge, is such a good guy. You know, we've all raced together for so many years, and so, yeah, no World Cup for me this year. Maybe next year we'll do, what is it, not Costa Rica. What's the other?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. Yeah, maybe we'll come back as Puerto Rico next year.
Nice. All right, well, that's Doug Dubach. This is his YZ125. Is it still a 125, or have you bumped it up?
Yeah, no, it's still a 125. Dean Dickinson builds this thing, and it's amazing. It runs out expensive fuel, so got to go fast to make some of that money back.
Yeah, and what about the pipe and silencer, huh?
Oh, yeah, well, I heard that those guys make really good pipes. And, yeah, so DRD, we're doing two-stroke stuff now. We've been doing it for almost a year, and you know, it's been great, really. You know, it's tough to make money on those because the margins are real small, but it brings a whole new family into our business, and it's been great seeing a lot of mini kids. And, you know, I was ambassador for Yamaha at the Blue Crew event, and lots of familiar faces there because, you know, we've kind of now taken on a whole younger group into our company, so.
That's cool. DRD, Dubach Racing, and YZ125s, 2 strokes, Glen Helen, World Vet Championships, 30 titles. Can't get much better.
5, 2, 1,
Doug Dubach, one of the many legends, here with us this weekend as we get you set to go for World Cup Moto 1. And Mark, I've said it before, I'll say it again, you can help me finish it. You don't quit riding motorcycles because you get old.
You get old because you quit riding motorcycles.
Thank you very much. Doug Dubach heartily agrees, and we'll see what he can do as we take a look at the starting lineup here, brought to you by World Cup Moto number 1. Will it be the year of Canada again? Hey, keep an eye. Australia's been winning everything in the, the Lawrence brothers, thankfully, aren't old enough to compete in this one, so we don't have to worry about them. Maybe their dad's here. I don't know. But does United States have anything for the rest of the field?
Yeah, hopefully they do. It gives us the home team something to cheer about. But I mean, this is an amazing event, like we said before, and like Doug talked about, he rode for Team Guam with one of my test riders, Sean Lepinovich, and then Chris Kiefer from Kiefer Testing Inc. So it's definitely one of those things to where this event is starting to quickly become the event that's getting people to come from around the world. And there is. I mean, it's an event from around the world, and these guys are making it to where they're looking at it, oh, hey, yeah, there's a 30 pro class, there's a 40 pro class, 50, 60, whatever. I want to race the World Vet Motocross Championship. And it's a great thing, Lori and the crew, Lori and Bud, bringing this to everybody and bringing it live on this live feed. And you're watching it on Motocross Action's YouTube channel. Some of the other action we did watch on Dirt Bike Magazine's YouTube channel, the Pasha 30 Plus Pro Class Moto 1. You will see that on this one at the end of later on in this broadcast and see the conclusion. And then also the 50 Plus Pro Class. You got to watch that on the Racing Jack YouTube channel. So lots of racing action going on. Lots of other classes. What did we say earlier? There was over 1,400 entries for the weekend, so lots of people coming from around the world, and there can't have any better weather. Like those flags flying, all the nations flying in the background right there. It's definitely a nice thing to see, but just an amazing thing. Like that they have so many people riding motorcycles around the world, and we're lucky enough to bring this live stream from you with the crew at Motocross Action, L&M Productions, with all of the drone footage, the standard footage. It's an amazing thing. Bud is doing the world a service for sure.
That's right. All the great sponsors out there, thank you so much. And fans, we listened to you. Last year, you told us you want more live coverage, so that's why we have expanded our live coverage to 2 days this year to bring you all this awesome action. It's going to be so exciting, and we're just getting started. One thing I got to mention that I mentioned on our previous 2 broadcasts that I would be remiss if I didn't mention our good friend, our good buddy, integral part of Glen Helen, who we unfortunately lost in August, the one, the only, Chad Tucker. I know he is smiling from up above. R.I.P. Chad. I'm still waiting for him to walk through this door. He was always such a smiling face and such a jack of all trades. He did everything here at Glen Helen. He is sorely missed. Rest in peace, Chad Tucker. Appreciate it. He's got the best seat in the house here today.
Exactly. And again, a shout out to prayers go out to him and his family for their loss, and all the people at Glen Helen stepping up to fill those big shoes. We got the girls in scoring. We got Lori. We got Bud. We got the guys down on the start line. I know Disco Dave's walking around and looking at all the vintage bikes as well. So a great crew to be able to step up and fill those shoes. So I mean, we're ready to see the battles that are coming out for the whole weekend. For the rest of the weekend, we will be live on Motocross Action YouTube channel, and I believe you can go to their website and have a link to it's motocrossaction.com. So a lot of the coverage will also be on that.
That's right.
So we got lots of stuff coming at you. We're just getting started. We got pro motos, we got World Cup motos, we got 125, we got 450. We got just about everything that you want. So if you're watching, share it with a friend. Throw some stuff down there in the comments so we can see what you're talking about. Maybe we can give you a shout out. If you got something else going on, tell us about it. Let's make this a big event.
Yeah, thank you to all of our members of the media. Big shout out to Jody Weisel and Daryl Eklund and his entire talented team over at Motocross Action Magazine. 2 of my favorite publications in the world, Motocross Action and Dirt Bike Magazine.
Well,
absolutely love them.
And it's a thing to where we do Daryl Eklund from Motocross Action. I believe the only guy that you will see actually working from Motocross Action on the live feed. I know that Josh Mosman will be doing lots of the interviews. He'll be doing lots of the feature stuff that we're doing. But they got a whole crew here. There's a whole crew of orange helmets running around, racing, riding, helping with track prep. The Motocross Action crew is out in full force. You have the Edison Dye Lifetime Achievement. There's Disco and his daughter that we're looking like we're going to get this thing going. But we have the Edison Dye Achievement Award that will be given away to legendary factory Yamaha racing organizer Keith McCarty later on. My buddy Travis Fant from Dirt Bike Magazine putting that together for everybody. So, yeah, we got lots of stuff happening. Stay tuned for more.
World Cup Moto 1 coming your way, ladies and gentlemen. Look at all those flags proudly waving. Will it be the year of the United States? Will Canada go back-to-back? Will Italy win it again? They won it in 2023. There are so many tough, talented countries here. I'll tell you, Mexico has really brought a strong team this year. They've got a heck of a display down there in Manufacturers Midway as our talented worker here at Glen Helen Raceway gives these racers one last opportunity to make sure everything's okay. He's pointing down the line. Are you guys ready to rock and roll? As we are just moments away from dropping the gates, so glad you're watching this coverage live on MX8. It is the 41st Annual W World Vet Motocross Championship. All of our great sponsors for making it possible. You guys are the best. We'll hit you. 30-second card is up. We are ready to go racing. From Southern California, the heart of motocross, one of the most famous racetracks in the world. It's time to draw. Oh, we got a problem. Somebody got hung up on the gate. gate didn't cause a gate malfunction. We are off into Talladega turn. Who will get the whole shot? Give it to, it looks like a Kawasaki rider way out in front, Mark.
And that is Brian Medeiros, the resident motocross action test rider. So I believe this would be the 30-plus class because Brian just turned 30. There will be 3 separate gate drops in this event, and it's a 3-moto format. So I believe that they're going to make this turn, and then we might go back to the gate. So there's another one going off right now, and this is going to be the 40 class. And that looks like a Stark Varg out front.
Oh, my gosh. Dare I say, shocking. I believe that is a gentleman from Canada. I think I filmed him yesterday. He told me he went to a Stark Varg last year, and he said he's never looking back. It is the most awesome bike he's ever been on. So, hey, there's a seat for every behind, and there's different taste out there. Some people staying with the internal combustion engine, loving it. Some people not real partial to the Varg. Some people living by the electric bikes.
Yeah, and I think that it's a great addition. I don't think it's going to... And here goes 3. This is gate drop number 3, and I believe this would be the 50-plus. So we're going to see maybe some of the guys that we saw in the 50-plus Pro Moto over on the Racing Jack YouTube. Maybe some of those guys coming back out. Maybe not, but it looks like there's a couple Yamahas out front in the 50 class. And what they do is they take the scores, the overall scores from each moto in each class, and then I think they throw out 1 or 2 of the lowest scores, and then that's who gets to win it. But you were asking, can the U.S. step up? Brian Medeiros stepping up in the 30 expert class right now for the USA.
Well, it takes 3 because remember, the way this works is if you want to enter a team, you need a 30-plus, a 40-plus, and a 50-plus. And as Mark just mentioned, we will combine all 3 scores. And this is very strict. They are checking birth certificates. They are checking passports. If you take a look out there, something cool that will help the fans, too, is each rider has on a bib that represents their country. So you'll know which team they are on.
And I believe the 201 rider... that is out front in the 30 class. That is Justin McDonald. Justin McDonald is the 2025 40 Pro Class champion. I think he was able to beat Chris Kiefer on Friday here at Glen Helen. So yesterday this is a 3-day event now. So the 40 Pros run on Friday. And I believe that is Justin McDonald from New Zealand who was able to get the better of Chris Kiefer in the 40-plus Pro class.
It'll be 15+1, I do believe, as we count down the laps here. Moto number 1 for the World Vet MX Cup of Nations. Some of these teams, these countries with multiple teams, USA actually has 3 teams out there. Australia has 3 teams. Brazil has 2 teams. Germany, Italy, Mexico, New Zealand all has 1. Team Ukraine out there as well. Team United Kingdom, who Mark mentioned moments ago, out there as well. It will be a fight to the finish. A lot of bragging rights involved when you talk about the World Vet MX Cup of Nations.
Yeah, and like we said, lots of people out there. One rider from each team with the scoring. Again, that's Brian Medeiros out front. You see that orange pumpkin MXA helmet riding around, bobbling around with a little bobblehead action. But that's their signature. If you're wondering, if you're watching this on MXA's YouTube channel, their signature is the orange helmet. So you know on a Saturday morning motocross, or you know which one are the MXA guys. So makes them stand out. Brian, I know, usually riding one of their test bikes on that 2026 KX450 probably right about now. But making it look easy out front. And as you can see, lines starting to develop and bumps starting to develop. So it's going to be one of those things to where later on in the day, as you start seeing more and more racing action, you're going to see it get rougher and rougher and these guys are going to have to keep up the same speed.
It was a strange morning here in Southern California. When I woke up bright and early, I actually thought it was raining outside, which you hardly ever see in November here in SoCal, but it was actually so foggy and wet and damp, and that has kind of helped conditions. That's helped lay a little bit of moisture down on this racetrack. So it's perfect as for now, but as we talked about, as the day progresses, it's going to get rougher, it's going to get bumpier, and it's going to get more and more chewed up.
Yeah, no, it's they don't call this one of the roughest toughest tracks in the nation for no reason. It lives up to its name, and I can definitely have a testament to that. But looks like Brian is definitely starting to get some pressure from McDonald, and now that they've done a couple laps, it's one of those age-old things is, was he holding back, and is he going to drop the hammer now and kind of go by him? It's going to be hard for Brian to stay out front and keep McDonald behind him. And then I believe number 134 behind him is Saya Lopez Fernandez on a Cowie. So we'll see if there's if he can move up and make some noise there and maybe go for the lead for his team.
That's true. And talking again about how prestigious this event is moments ago, Mark, you mentioned Keith McCarty, who won the Edison Die. Congratulations to him. Now, in that same barn, all year, we keep Glen Helen's version of the Stanley Cup. Whoever wins this race, whichever country wins this race, they get their names engraved, and it lives in that barn all year long. That is a very, very prestigious honor. So they are certainly going for it. 30 plus, 40 plus, 50 plus. Mark, I got to ask you, have you ever thought about competing in this event? Have you ever been asked to compete in the Bet MX Donations?
I haven't. It's a fairly new thing. It's new here in the last few years. And I think Sean Lapinovich did ask me to be on his team from Guam, and I wasn't able to do it because that's about the time that the live stream stuff came in. And so it's one of those things. So I just look at it and go, well, yeah, do I want to be in the booth or do I want to be out there getting roosted? Because it's not that you have to go with some of the guys, some iconic guys. Out here, these guys are hungry for this. And they're usually the fast guys, like we talked about Doug Dubach racing it with Sean Lapinovich and Chris Kiefer and them dominating a couple years. So, I don't really want to have to go that fast. I think I like sitting up here in the booth and talking about those guys going that fast. So, looks like Brian Madero's able, just like we saw earlier in the day on the Racing Jack YouTube and the 50 Plus Pro, with Pascal being able to hold off the legendary Kurt Nicole later on in the motos. Looks like Brian's kind of stretched out a little bit, and maybe those late afternoon rides here at Glen Helen are starting to pay off.
Well, we shall see. And the cliche that we said earlier on, that in this first moto, you may see some layback saying a 2 is as good as a 1, depending on how the scoring shakes out here at the Vet MX Cup to Nations. Remember, combined three will determine your overall ranking in the 30 plus, 40 plus, and 50 plus as we continue on here at the 41st annual W World Vet Motocross Championship. I want to thank all the wonderful sponsors for getting behind this. Of course, it starts with W. Also, Arc Levers, ASV Inventions, CC Motorsports, Fun Bike Center, IWC Motorsports Tire Pros, RD Suspension, Seedy, Shoei, Temecula Motorsports, Pro Circuit, Yamaha, Pasha Racing, as we got another great battle. Look at this. We are banging bars. Pascal leading the 40 category. What a day he's having. Already one win. Mark, I know you've run multiple categories here before. Is that something you enjoy, having more seat time and kind of being warmed up, or is that something that really, really tests your conditioning and your endurance to run that many motos here at Glen Helen?
Well, really, it does test your endurance and conditioning, and you're fine with it if you're in shape. If you're not in shape later on in the day, you're not fine with it. It does make it to where you do get to see the progression of the track, and you get to see you might have a little bit of an advantage. Now, we saw he's racing the 40 plus class in the Vet World, the Nations event, but we saw him in the 50 plus pro class earlier here, being able to get the Moto 1 win. So, there's lots of stuff going on. let's just say he's going to be tired. He's definitely going to be tired. He's going to be sore come Monday. And when he's got to fly back to all those different airports, and I believe you guys were saying that he's from a little island off of the coast of Africa. So he's come a long way to win this event right here, and you know he's not going to give up.
I thought I came a long way from Florida. Forget that. I had an easy flight compared to him. My goodness, guys, we told you one of the most prestigious races in the world happens right here at Glen Helen. We invite you to come be a part of it someday, one of the many successful races they have. Great battles all over the track as we continue to fight for position here. It is Moto number 1, the World Cup of Nations. Man, we're just going to – I'm wondering. I know there are a lot of people back there hoping USA can come out strong this year. Boy, they've got their work cut out for them, though. I know Bryce Huffman, who always performs well here. As we take a look right now, we've got the lead, and we're taking a look at the lead for 30-plus coming to the white flag.
It's heating up because McDonald is all over the rear tire of Medeiros right now. He's definitely that if they're coming to the white flag, all of the glory is on the line for your nation right now. You know that McDonald's going to do everything he can with a lap rider, kind of getting in the way a little bit right there. And there it looks like there's a lot of lap riders that they're going to be coming up against here on this last lap. So that's Medeiros going into the turn. MXA Motocross Action test rider right there on their 2026 KX450.
Look at Medeiros on the move. Now, Mark, help me out here. Who did we miss? Did we miss a lead change?
No, McDonald's is behind him on the Honda.
So Medeiros leads.
Yeah, Medeiros is getting through the lappers a little bit better. Medeiros leads coming out right there in the orange helmet, and then that's McDonald going to the inside of this rider. So he can see Medeiros again going into the last lap. This is the start of the last lap, and he's gonna do everything he can to get by him. A lot of those lap riders don't know that those are the leaders of the race.
Yeah, I don't see a whole lot of blue flags.
So he goes to the outside.
Almost in trouble. Boy, we've talked a lot about lappers this year. They have been a hot topic in motocross, supercross, all around. Medeiros gets through cleanly now, and now he's got some clean air in front of him.
So, yeah, now it looks like they got some clean air in front of them, and they can battle it out. They got to deal with a couple riders towards the end of it, maybe towards the end of the lap. But this is where it's go time. This is where they turn the top of Mount St. Helens, come down as fast as they can. So, man,
that was a big mistake there from Medeiros, and that's what we talked about, guys. That's where fatigue can set in. If you let down your guard for 1 second, one brief error, you can find yourself on the ground here at Glen Helen Raceway. A nice save by Medeiros. You got to wonder, Mark, either maybe pushing as hard as he can or fatigue setting in a little bit.
Brian's in pretty good shape. I would look at it. He's pushing it as hard as he can. He's got that KX450 rung out like it's he's not a very big guy either. So
there we go.
Now some lap riders coming into play, but Brian wanting to open
that Honda closing in.
Yeah, Brian wanted to opening it up for the for USA and the Motocross Action team. So he's got about a quarter of a lap to go, whipping it sideways over that infamous hip jump, headed into the backside of the track. But yeah, it's he's like I said, he's got about a quarter of a lap to go. But man, they've caught up with lap riders really quickly. I thought maybe they might have it open for the rest of the lap, but it's going to be a barn burner coming down. So now they come down this hill.
Look at that Honda close the distance. That Honda is on the move. Unbelievable.
And around the outside.
Lead, ladies and gentlemen. Medeiros, does he have anything left?
Oh, he closed it down.
Back and forth battle to open up here at Glen Helen Raceway. We're banging bars. A few more turns.
McDonald back to the inside.
Will it be the Kawasaki? Will it be the Honda? Medeiros led most of the
back
race.
Down around the outside is Medeiros. He's got the inside line right there. If he can hold it and just use it to the very end.
Medeiros, everything he got. Will it be the Honda? Will it be the Kawasaki? Give it to I think the Kawasaki. We got to check with live timing and scoring. I believe it was Medeiros. That was a drag race. Fist pound all around. That was a close one. What a way to open up the action here at the World Cup of Nations.
That was an amazing
A tenth of a second, they're saying.
And that's just the 30 class.
Woo.
The 40 and the 50 class are finishing right now. So
Pomona drag strips 50 miles the other way. We got treated to a little drag racing here at Glen Helen Raceway. Wow. Unbelievable action. Congratulations to Medeiros.
As we open up the action for the 2025 Vet World Championships on MXA's YouTube channel, an MXA test rider takes the win. So we're off to a great start.
You know what, Mark? Still a lot to be decided behind them, remember, because it was what we saw last year. It's not just the 30-plus, but the 40-plus and 50-plus will make a huge difference in team scoring, and we got another big battle here.
Yeah, and I believe that this is going to be the 50-plus battle, because the 40-plus battle would have been Pascal out front. And whoa, kind of making up some lines. So I believe this is the battle for the win in the 50-plus division.
And this is Italy competing with, we've got to get a closer look at our leader out there. See, it doesn't, bad news for the United States of America. It does not look like red, white, and blue. It is yellow, I do believe. We'll get you an update on that.
No, that's the U.S.
That's the U.S. Oh, wow.
That's
okay.
the U.S.
Yeah, there's Old Glory on the back. I just saw the yellow.
The Italian rider getting by him.
Oh, my goodness, guys. We got every position. Means so much here. When you talk about team scoring, United States trying to win this thing. They've won it before, but it's been quite a few years. Canada last year, Italy prior to that.
Out front, that's Mikel De Bosco, I believe. I don't have a number of the guy on front, but that's great. We got live racing action. The USA putting it in first in the 30 class, and it looks like maybe in the 50 class, one of the USA teams going to bring home second place. But that looked like a Canadian.
Yeah, Team Canada creeping up in there as well. Well, as we like to say, everything Mark and I call as for now as the checker flies, officially unofficial, but we'll lean on Tia and the great staff here at Glen Helen Raceway. They will keep us abreast, and we will absolutely give you blow-by-blow results, not only today, but tomorrow. And we want to take you back to the pass for the lead. Take a look at this. That Honda was coming in hard. Fist full of throttle, knew that this was his last chance. I don't know if Medeiros knew how close he was, but he certainly did now. And he changed his tune after this, didn't he?
And McDonald went all the way around the outside. Medeiros did everything he could to get to that pivot point of that turn and get by there faster. And then McDonald wasn't going to give up. He came back on the inside of this, put a little elbow in there, and he wasn't able to get going. I believe he comes up on a lap rider, but I don't think that lap rider really got in the way. But Medeiros was able to go around the outside and then hug this inside, and then it was a drag race, like you said, to the finish.
Unbelievable. Medeiros, as you see, letting it all hang out there, using every ounce of Kawasaki horsepower that Honda was hunting. And there, my friends, looks like a little NHRA drag racing at the stripe. How about it as we take a look at that iconic Glen Helen Hollywood sign, the only sign that matters out here. Here's your IWC Motorsports Tire Pro results. Brian Medeiros, United States taking home the win. Justin McDonald on the Honda of New Zealand following closely. Brazil coming in second. How about Chappie with the United States? Nice run for him. And Marcelo rounding out your top five. That is in the 30-plus category. Remember, 3 different age brackets: 30-plus, 40-plus, 50-plus. And we will wait anxiously for those results. Not to date my good friend Mark Tilley, who looks like he's 25, but you could qualify for the 50-plus class? Yeah.
Not yet.
How many more years?
I'm a few years away. I just turned 48.
Happy
so
birthday.
A couple, and then there's the legendary freestyle, the godfather of freestyle, Mike Metzger.
No way.
That is the Mike Metzger. I saw him when I was rolling in this morning he was on the back of a truck, kind of doing some bench racing. But yeah, that is Mike Metzger coming across.
I did not know that. Taking me back to the crusty demons of the dirt days. Unbelievable. And here is our 50-plus results. Unbelievable there. Look at, I mean, a lot of diversity. If you look at these finishes, like I said, the folks here at Glen Helen Raceway, I know Lori's downstairs and Tia, they're going to have their work cut out for them computing this. We'll keep you posted, though. Don't go anywhere, guys. We will be right back as live coverage continues from the 41st Annual W World Vet Motocross Championship right after this. The 41st W World Vet Motocross Championship, brought to you by Pro Circuit, Yamaha, and by Pasha Racing. The heart of motocross, alive and well here in Southern California as you take a look at those Dunlop flags fly. It shows you a little bit of a cool breeze today, and I'm sure our 1,400 plus entries are inviting that. Welcome back, everybody. It is the 41st Annual W World Vet Motocross Championship. Jack Rapella from the Racing Jack YouTube channel alongside Mark Tilley from Dirt Bike Magazine and our own Josh Mosman from MXA has our podium finishers. Let's send it down to Josh.
Race Moto number 1 here Saturday at the World Vet Championships. I know this guy front and center, MXA's test rider, and also representing Team Hawaii. You got a full team of Hawaiians, right?
Yeah, it's the first year. We actually have 3 guys from Hawaii, born and raised, so it's pretty cool. My other teammates did well as well. They had fun. One had a little tip over, but yeah, all in all, it was a super fun race. Always fun to team up and represent, when you're on the line. That was my first ever World Cup race, so like seeing how much everybody's like into it, and prideful for our country, I was like, okay, we're gonna send it this one, I guess.
I like it. So country still USA, but state Hawaii. All right, we're representing Team Hawaii, and you got the Hawaiian jersey on. What's going on here? Yeah. The company back home, Strong Arms, made this jerseys. Put our names and numbers on it to give us a little bit more power. Nice, I like it. So Team Hawaii, tell us a little bit about that race. From you got the whole shot, of course. We know you're the whole shot master, but what about that last lap? Things got dicey.
Yeah, whole shot. My Kawasaki's running amazing. XBR's got that thing dialed in. And, I got the start, and then I knew Justin was behind me, and I knew after watching his moto, 40-plus moto yesterday, I was like, oh, he's going to go for it. So I knew we were going to go the whole time, but I knew that lappers were going to play a factor. So I really just played smart through the lappers, and he took advantage of me through the rollers. He got by me. I didn't know which way this lapper was going to go. Snuck back up the inside and into the sand. He got past me, and I'm like, oh no. And then I see he's going for a line with lappers, so I go around them both, and they play a little cat and mouse in the last corner, but it was awesome. It's always fun racing Justin. We only get to race. This is our first time ever racing together. I always watch them and stuff, but it was super fun, and looking forward to tomorrow's moto for sure.
That's right. Team MXA, Team Hawaii, Team Orange Helmet. Good job, Brian. Kick some butt in the next one.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks so much, Josh Mosman, and congratulations to continue on here. Just a beautiful day for racing. The heart and soul of motocross, Southern California, the place where all these great factories are, the place that Mark Tilley gets to visit quite regularly, and I know Josh Mosman gets to visit quite regularly, our hardworking MXA out there. Apparently, Josh, big fan of Team Hawaii, too, so, hey. We'll see. Let's send it back down to the one, the only, Josh Mosman.
We're here with Justin McDonald out of New Zealand. Congratulations all the way to the very end, battling with Brian Medeiros. Tell us a little bit about that race from your perspective.
Yeah, no, we got off the line to a pretty good start. And then I sort of thought, okay, I'll hook in behind Brian, see where he's riding, because obviously being second sometimes gives you that little advantage, because first scrambling for where I'm going to be and where I'm not. Yeah. Brian was riding amazing. As we came round in the final few laps, we were just getting caught up on a whole lot of lappers, so he got caught up. I hit the rollers, got past him. He took a nice inside line, managed to sneak in front, and then we had a bit of a battle all the way to the end, straight to the finish line. It was unreal. It was an awesome race.
That's cool. And you got the 40-plus pro win yesterday, so congratulations on that. And this is your only moto for today, or are you doing anything else?
No, I'm 40 expert as well, just sort of to keep the body moving for the racing. But yeah, sort of itching my thoughts whether I should be doing the 30 pro as well, but it's really good.
I think you should.
I should chuck it in there, but no, I appreciate it. It's awesome riding here for New Zealand, and I think the guys did pretty well. I haven't talked to them yet, but congratulations to everyone. Brian's team, Hawaii. Choo!
Tell us one last question. Tell us who's on your team and how much you know those guys.
Yeah, so Mike Cotter, and he put the team together. Cam Nagus. So Cam, they both live in the North Island, so New Zealand's made up of a North Island and a South Island. I live in the South, so we don't get to ride a lot together, but that said, I've looked up to those guys a lot over the years and ridden with them, and now we're all getting a bit older. It's good fun because it's for the fun of it, and it's at the same time, as soon as that gate drops, there's no friends out there.
Yeah. Good times. Well, Justin McDonald, Team New Zealand, great job. Second place. Good luck in the next one.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Well, no friends. You can say that again, because we have already seen some intense battles here as we open up a great day of racing at the 41st Annual W World Vet Motocross Championship track in tip-top, perfect condition. This event that another legend, I'll tell you, that we want to send a special dedication to is the great Tim White. We're going to talk about him all throughout the weekend, I should say, talk to his great family, W, who's here this weekend. And we're going to talk much more about that, Mark. But as for now, we're going to step aside. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this. We're going to reset more racing on the other side of this break from Glen Helen Raceway. The 41st W World Vet Motocross Championship, brought to you by Seedy, Shoei, and by Temecula Motorsports.
We are here with Lucky Foster of ASV Inventions. ASV, a strong partner for Glen Helen, also a partner of Motocross Action. You guys got lots of cool products, but Lucky, you've been on the road representing ASV all over the world. But what's it like to be here at the World Vet Championships?
This is our backyard. Glen Helen is our backyard, so I love being here because we get to support our local, community. So we set up our technical support booth at all our local races, and just being here is always a blast. Glen Helen, it's amazing. The toughest, roughest track.
Yep. And that is certainly true today. The track is gnarly out there, but people are going strong still. And so, Lucky, talk a little bit about what you guys got going on. As this is being recorded, it's Halloween weekend. You got something special for it, huh?
We do. We got some little gifts and treats for the kids. So if they come by, we'll definitely hook them up. But we also have our EMIG Purple, our Pro Pack that is just launching this week. So if you go to asvinventions.com, you can see the brand new EMIG Pro Pack and our F4 purple combination that's out for Halloween. So, yeah, I mean, we always got new products, but it's our 25-year anniversary, so we're just kind of enjoying the sun, man, and just being out at the races, just making it happen.
And this guy's been enjoying the sun at a lot of races, traveling pretty much 24/7. We like to say Josh Fout races 60 weekends a year. I think Lucky travels 60 weekends a year. But ASV is out here. You got Jeff Emig now working with ASV as well. So he's got the Emig Pro Grip from ODI. Now he's got the Emig series with ASV. Tell us a little bit about the benefits of running ASV. No breaking leverage, right?
Yeah, you can't break our levers, and we're realistic. You know, people are going to bang them stuff up, and stuff's going to happen, but we love our warranty. It's more like a guarantee. You just give us a call, we lick a stamp, we just send you another pair. A lot of people thought we were crazy for doing this years ago, but when we sell hundreds of thousands of levers and 4% of them come back, and half the time it's a hand-me-down bike, and we still honor it, we still take care of people, just because it's about giving back, like I said earlier, to the motocross community. And we're a firm believer in helping the privateers, helping the next generation, and keeping this sport live and active. So the main reason why we're here.
Yeah. Glen Helen, World Vet Championships, ASV, Lucky Foster, Josh Mosman. It's an honor to run ASV and an honor to be here at the track with you guys. Good times. Thanks for supporting it.
Boom, deuces.
Boom deuces, he says. Well, congratulations and thank you, ASV Inventions, one of our many sponsors that we appreciate so greatly. Guys, I want to hit them again. Arc Levers, CC Motorsports, Fun Bike Center, IWC Motorsports, Tire Pros, RD Suspension, CD Shoei, Temecula Motorsports, Pro Circuit, Yamaha, Pasha Racing, all of the great sponsors who make this broadcast possible. And it all starts, though, with Glen Helen Raceway, Bud Feldkamp. What an absolutely magnanimous individual who reaches into his pocket and does so much great racing here, too. I'd like to remind everybody, too, if you are into UTV racing, make sure you check out the new Core Series, which may be coming here to Glen Helen Raceway soon. A lot of superstars over there. And you know what they say? We got vets out here, but sometimes with age comes a cage. Will we ever see Mark Tilley racing in Core in a UTV?
You know what? No. I probably wouldn't pay for it, but it's I don't have the pocketbook for that. When you get that, you have that age and you get that cage and you add some wheels, your pocketbook's got to be a whole lot bigger. So if somebody would want to have me there as a quote-unquote celebrity driver or something like that, I wouldn't mind that. Maybe I'll talk to my buddy Trevor Hawking over there that kind of runs the whole show. Wow. And big chief man over there to get me in one of those. But I wouldn't mind trying it. That's for sure. I definitely wouldn't mind trying it.
See, guys, absolutely. As we've got Josh Mosman, who wants to tell us a little bit more about the shocking electric bike, the Stark Varg. Let's take it down to Josh Mosman.
One of the cool things about the World Vet Championships is that Glen Helen can do whatever they want, and that means they can allow electric bikes into the classes with 4 strokes and 2 strokes on the track. One of the guys in charge of doing that is Ryan Ritter. He's representing Stark Future here in Southern California. It's been about 2 years now, and what I've seen from this guy is a lot more Starks at the track and also a friendly face that we can ask questions to and kind of just come to understand what this brand is all about and what this totally new way of making power is all about as well. So, Ryan, what has it been like for you working with them, but also tell us a little bit about what you got going on today with multiple bikes on the track?
Yeah, so we've got about 5 or 6 riders riding Starks this weekend. World Vet's one of our biggest events of the year. We're super appreciative of Lori and Glen Helen to allow us to come out here and race with the premier combustion bikes. And yeah, we're excited to go against combustion another year and see what we can do.
That's cool. And so right now it's kind of a hot topic because World Supercross just allowed a new rule this year where Vince Freeze and Stark guys are able to race with the 450s. And it's going to be exciting to watch next weekend. But this weekend, we got a little battle. It's a rematch of last year. Trevor Stewart got the better of me. We had 3 moto format. I got 1 moto win. He got the other 2 and got the overall on the Stark. But what was it like from your perspective watching your brand, your baby, go up against the quietest bike going up against the loudest bike and just seeing us put it all on the track?
I mean, me personally, I think it was one of the most fun races I've ever watched. I mean, it's very unique to see 2 riders at your guys' level, you on a 450, Trevor on a Stark, really go head-to-head and actually have a real battle like that at insane speeds. So, me personally, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, last year was one of the gnarliest, most fun races I've ever watched in my entire life. So I think it'll shape up for another good battle.
That's cool. So good times. Stark Future represented here at Glen Helen. Awesome to see a new brand, a new way of making power, and taking on the hills here at Glen Helen. That 80 horsepower mode with Trevor Stewart last year, he was gone on the start. I gotta work on my reaction time or something, huh?
Yeah, I mean, the 80 horsepower thing, it's a little weird because 80's pretty uncontrollable, as you can imagine. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, even in a high horsepower start mode, you got to make sure your timing's good.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, Stark's on the track. Regular bikes, 4 strokes, 2 strokes on the track. Glen Helen track is massive. It's time to hit the track for me.
Thank you, Josh. And Mark, I don't know how you feel and how our viewers feel about the electric bike. I know sometimes it can be a little bit polarizing, but I'll tell you what, I got to give a big shout out to one of my local dealers in Pittsburgh, Mercedes Motorsports. Last year they said, hey, you got questions? Take this thing for a day. This is our demo bike. Oh my gosh, did it make a believer out of me. That 80 horsepower mode is just ridiculous. It's as fast as you need it to be. And what I found really, really cool is how often do we see a dad like yourself with kids walk their children up the ladder with motorcycles. With this one, you could put it on 5 horsepower. Then they get a little bit more talented. You could take it to 15 horsepower, 20 horsepower. I mean, it's amazing where we're headed with this electric technology.
Yeah, when I rode the bike, I was impressed with it. I think when we rode it and got to do some stuff, it was more of people saying, oh, this is going to replace internal combustion engines. And I don't think so. And I don't think Stark is trying to. And I don't think the electric world is trying to do it. I think they're just like electric cars. They're trying to give people the option to do stuff. And as an option, I think it's great. I think that it's amazing that they can do as many things as they can. I know an application for me, it's not an application for me that would work, because even the bikes we're seeing out here are going for 15, 20 minutes tops, and then they're on a gas-powered charger for the next couple hours to be able to do the second 20-minute mode. So on a lot of the longer endurance off-road racing that we do, you can't do that kind of stuff on, and we wouldn't be able to make it through a race. I think when I was out here, it was early in the Stark thing. It was a couple years ago, and we made it about 25 minutes when it came to doing audio or doing video and photo shoots and stuff like that, but still impressed with it. It's a odd thing that you look at and you don't realize how loud motorcycles are when you take out the engine. They're still loud because you have chain slap, you have rocks, you have all that other stuff. And then when a bigger bike comes by, or when a internal combustion bike comes by, that bike is 10 times as loud. So and it's not because that bike's any louder, it's just because you're not hearing that stuff. It was a little bit tough to modulate the power because we rely on the vibration of the engine. We rely on the clutch and those. They might have clutch options now, but when I rode it, they didn't. So I think it's great for areas where that are restricted because of noise. I think it's great for riding on the trails and stuff like that, kind of like electric mountain bikes are. And I'm all about it. If it's going to get somebody else on the seat of a motorcycle, I'm all about having this different kind of technology, because I want as many people out there to experience what I get to experience, and then maybe it brings a shot in the arm back to the industry that I love and what we do. And so I'm not hating on any of it. I'm loving on all of it because it just means more stuff that I get to test, more fun I get to have, we did a lot of testing with, my boys did a lot of testing with Stasic when Stasic came out and got to have fun, and they were riding around and doing stuff. So, it's definitely in addition to the sport. I don't think it's going to replace anything, but I'm here for it. I can't wait to get a Stark off-road bike. They have the off-road bikes. They've introduced the off-road bikes, and it's one of those things to where I can't wait to get one of those because maybe I can have a little bit of advantage on the trail against the legendary Ron Lawson from Dirt Bike Magazine. Maybe I can beat him to some of these checkpoints and go from there. So it's I'm all about it. I'm here for it. Bring it on. Bring in more technology. I hear Honda and Kawasaki and some of those Japanese brands have them. So bring them over. Let's do some racing, some trail riding, and make more smiles happen. That's for sure.
No doubt about it, guys. If it has two wheels, I'm a fan of it. I'm sure many of you feel the same. If you're wondering what you're watching right now, this is the 55 Plus Moto, and hey, we're not ignoring it. We've got multiple motos going on all throughout the weekend. This is just direct response, as Mark mentioned, to some of the fans asking for more coverage. We put our heads together during a production meeting and came up with a plan to try to bring people a little bit more than we did last year. And hey, let's be honest, it costs a few bucks to be out here. As you guys know, you pay a drone operator, you pay cameramen, producers, etc. I'm just getting a free T-shirt, but that's all I care about. But anyway, honestly, Mark, it's all these great sponsors and Bud Feldkamp that make this happen. And how about this year? I mean, we've probably are tripling the coverage we did last year.
We're live both days, and we're going to be live on. We were live on Dirt Bike Magazine's YouTube channel earlier today with the 30 plus Moto 1 of the 30 plus Pasha 125 Pro class. We were live on Racing Jack with the 50 plus Pro class, and then now we're live on MXA. We've already shown you some of the World Cup action. We have a full TV production crew here at Glen Helen with L&M Productions. We have drones, like you said. We have cameras. We have audio guys. We have all kinds of people running around doing stuff to bring you the 55 plus novice class at the 2025 W Vet World Championships. These guys have probably never been on TV before and never had this kind of coverage. And this is this is a full TV production because of Bud Feldkamp at Glen Helen wanting to bring this to you guys. You guys told us in the comments you want to see more of everything that goes on. Well, here you go. 55 plus novice class, full video production.
What a godsend Bud is. We watched it during MotoFest, reached into his pocket, pulled out $100,000 to pump into the sport. Of course, that was the week break between Supercross and Motocross. A lot of those teams were here testing, getting ready for Paula, and we saw a lot of those teams show up and enter. I mean, Julian Beaumer was here. A lot of ex-pros. Marvin Muscan was here.
I think Kurt Nicole was the one that took home the $20,000 on the weekend, and he said, "This is more money than I've made all year long in Supercross, making the mains and doing that kind of stuff." So yeah, I mean, full TV show production coming here because of Bud Feldkamp and all the stuff that's going on. You're watching it on Motocross Action's YouTube channel. That is here all the time. I'm part of the High Torque family, Motocross Action being the sister publication to Dirt Bike Magazine with that the legendary Ron Lawson is at the reins of, and I get to work underneath. And Gene Turner also coming on board for us as well. Travis Fant, our video editor. If you want to see the Edison Dye Lifetime Achievement Award video with Keith McCarty from Yamaha's famed factory racing motocross program, head over to our YouTube channel and check that out. But I mean, it's amazing. It's bringing this kind of quality to the average guy and being able to see this while it's happening live. Like we were talking about earlier, we'd have to wait for a month for some of the magazines to come out to see what's happening at Glen Helen. You're going to see it live right now. And if you come here next year, it might be your class that we're featuring live. We're staying live in one way or another till like 3 o'clock today.
Love it.
So it's an amazing thing, and again, we're going to have features. We're going to have John Anderson from W is going to come up here and talk to us and kind of tell us where the passion comes from. I know my buddy Tom White is looking down at this right now just going, I couldn't have thought of anything better when we thought about this, 40 years ago when he came up with this and the 4-stroke championship and all kinds of stuff. I was lucky enough to be able to do some announcing with Tom and the legendary announcer Mark Moore that was at Glen Helen, who's kind of walking around here still. His daughter is the one that runs sign up and scoring and everything here at Glen Helen. But just a great family event. And if you haven't experienced, there's lots of stuff. There's a huge vendor row here. All kinds of stuff going on down there on vendor row. We got to see Lucky from ASV. We got to see a lot of the other vendors already. There's people that have out of the industry products that are down there selling it. I know I'm looking forward to it a little bit later. The Smash Burger.
Oh man, you're not sitting there. You're not sitting next to me.
From Miguel and Amy down there at Smash Burger, they'll be bringing up a Smash Burger for me because I'm a little injured and I can't run down there and get it. And I hear you're getting the Aquarius Special protein style Smash Burger. So that's without the buns, right?
No buns. I got to watch my girlish figure.
Yeah, so we've already ordered that Aquarius Casino Hotel Special. So we're going to make sure that we get that coming up. But lots of racing action going on. There's over 1,400 entries in multiple events. But like I said, full TV production crew bringing you the 55-plus novice class here at Glen Helen. I think the 40 experts and Justin McDonald, who was the 40 Pro winner yesterday, being able to best the legendary Chris Kiefer from Chris Kiefer Testing Inc. Chris does a lot of laps here on his Yamaha, but he was only able to get second yesterday. So McDonald bringing the fire for that. But yeah, like I said, there's lots of people that are supporting this event. I know we got the results with the IWC Motorsports Tire Pro, Justin and the crew over there at IWC. If you're in the Inland Empire, you can check out IWC Tire Pros, and if you got a car, they can basically fix anything. Like they got tires and alignments and all that stuff, but I was able to take my son's 1995 Ford F-150 project that we're doing, and Justin and the crew over there hooked us up with a lift kit and some wheels and tires. And when my son starts driving a little bit later this year, he's going to go to high school looking pretty cool. So, but lots of people, Temecula Motorsports. Like I said, the vendor row alone is worth the trip.
No doubt about it. We want to thank all of our great vendors, all of our great sponsors. 95 F-150. You better get the wallet out for the gas money. Holy moly. I think that was what I drove to high school. You'd step on the pedal, watch the gas gauge go down. And, you're in probably one of the most expensive fuel areas in the country here.
Thanks, Mr. Newsom, for that. I'm just going to see my bank account dwindle. But it's one of those things I can't give my kid Jacob Tilley a bad time, because I go, hey, why don't we get you something a little bit more economical, like maybe a little Nissan truck like what I got, or
Stark Varg street bike.
And he goes, Dad, I'm in high school. I want something cool. And I just kind of went, high school, 1995. I graduated high school in 1995,
and we weren't cool if we drove a 95 F-150 back then. It's funny how things come in and out of style. As we take a look at Melissa, our flagger, getting ready to throw the checkers on this race as we get you set for another one of our marquee matchups. A beautiful day for racing as the 41st annual W World Vet Motocross Championship continues. W down there in the Midway. I'm sure we'll hear from them throughout the weekend. As Mark mentioned, that a nod to Tom White, the W in Tom's last name. That was where the company W's namesake comes from, and they are all about wheels. They have some of the finest dirt bike, wheels. I don't care what you ride. If you ride woods, motocross, supercross, go check them out. And I hope I'm not spoiling any news for them, but they did tell me this as a reporter that they got another company that we're going to talk about that they just acquired. So we've got more on that coming up, guys. Stay with us. The World Vet Motocross Championships from Glen Helen Raceway. We'll be back right after this. The 41st W World Vet Motocross Championship, brought to you by Arc Levers, ASV Inventions, and by CC Motorsports. We welcome you back to the 41st Annual W World Vet Motocross Championship. Jack Rappella, Mark Tilley here with you. We've got 40-plus out there on the racetrack. Right now, this is your 40-plus experts mixed in with the 40-plus intermediates, or back in my day, we used to say 40A, 40B out there on the racetrack right now. And check out 201. We're going to have to get a name on him because he is
Justin McDonald.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was the one that was battling with Brian Medeiros in the World Cup that you just saw. And then that was the one that was able to win the 40 Pro, which would have been the race that I would have been in if I hadn't have had a miscalculation over the weekend.
Sorry about that.
And go from there. But Justin McDonald is on fire. Like, he is already pulling out in this 40-plus expert class. It looks like Glenn Phillips. Now, I believe Glenn finished in the top on the podium in third during the 40-plus pro class. I could be wrong. I don't know if that is Glenn McDonald or Glenn Phillips, but I think that was what I was looking at on some results that were going by, but I could be wrong. Again, what we say is officially unofficial. But again, one of those, this is a full TV video production crew covering the 40-plus expert and intermediate class here at the 2025 W Vet World Championships. And we're doing this on Motocross Action's YouTube channel. Motocross Action, a big part of the 2025 Vet World Championships, but also a big part of past World Championships. Jody Weisel and Daryl Eklund and Josh Bozeman with the entire crew over there at Motocross Action being a part of these for a long time coming. And Jody and Dennis Stapleton from Motocross Action are the people that designed the course. So Motocross Action doing a lot with that. I know Ron Lawson and the Dirt Bike crew, before I was a part of the editorial staff at the Dirt Bike crew, doing a lot with the endurance courses that are put on here at Glen Helen. In recent years, he's kind of handed that off to Glen Helen directly, and they have their own people doing that. But Lori from Glen Helen always putting on quality events and putting on a wide variety of quality events. So on the screen, what we're seeing right now, number 414, we got Phillips out there riding around, making it look easy on his bike, riding behind the very talented Justin McDonald, number 201 on his Honda, that we will see him back here live again later on in the event. And I think they're telling me that we are going to have the son-in-law of the legendary Tom White, who started this whole thing. We're going to have John Anderson from WUSA. We're going to try to get him up here to talk about WUSA and all things wheels, and also talk about that new project that you alluded to. And I believe that would be the W Lab. So we can ask him what they're cooking up in the W Lab. And right there's Justin McDonald.
Can't wait for that. McDonald continues to pace the field around here, followed by the Kawasaki of Glenn Phillips, Marcelo Dissetti, Brandon McRae, and Cody Noss rounding out your top five as we continue to bring you live action here from the 41st Annual World Vet Motocross Championships from Glen Helen Raceway. Track a little bit different, and that is one of the hallmarks, one of the things to come to expect here at Glen Helen. Every single time you come here, the track won't be quite the same. A few new twists and turns, that's for sure, and that keeps these riders guessing, especially some of the ones that are blessed enough to live around here and test week in, week out at this facility. That's the big one, though, right there. 34 floors of elevation up to Mount St. Glen Helen. Fistful of throttle down for the 201 of Justin McDonald, who has really got the suspension working well, has got that bike dialed in. That Honda is just hooking up around this racetrack.
So we're, as we do this here at the 2025 W Vet World Championships, we are talking to one of our vendors, and I'm trying to order your smash burger.
Oh,
so
man.
you want your smash burger with no buns.
No bun. Got to wash my girlish
No
figure,
buns.
man. All around, all these world-class athletes.
So for Miguel and Amy and the crew down at Smash Burgers, Jack wants it with no buns, and I want it the regular style that you guys always get it for me. So we're going to have to figure out a very ingenious way to take a break from these live feeds so that we can get that, because I know that Miguel's going to charge extra for having to deliver those delicious smash burgers.
Oh, man, I can't afford that. I don't got the Dirt Bike Magazine budget, but I am looking forward to that 30-plus Pasha 125 Moto number 2, which will be coming up here 1 p.m. Tentatively here on the 1 p.m. tentatively on the West Coast. Let us know where you're watching from down below in the comments. We certainly appreciate it. As I said, more than 1,400 riders here from all over the world. Mark, you have another lunch
and
update?
Always, no lunch update. They're taking care of us. This is the great part about the live feed is they're just watching us on the live feed and listening to what we're saying and taking orders. So would you like a Coke with that? What would you like to? So I think I'll take a Coke and some fries with that. Wow. But when it comes to all of the stuff going on, Motocross Action, you're watching their YouTube channel. You can look around and see all of the bikes that they're testing, everything they're doing. If you want to find out more about the 2025 W World Vet Championship, head over to motocrossaction.com because they've done videos and write-ups that have basically tell you everything you possibly need to know about this event and about past events. If you search W World Vet Championships or White Brothers World Vet Championships on their website, it goes back like 30-something years. Like it's pretty amazing. Jody and Daryl and the whole crew at MXA over there doing an amazing job on their website, always having the latest news up there and going. But lots of stuff going on. You can see what they're doing. You can check out what they're doing. They're on Instagram at I believe it's Motocross Action Mag to stay up to date with all those guys and everything they're doing. And if you want to watch some of the earlier videos from today that was on, we did the 30-plus Pro Class, the Pasha 30-plus Pro Class 125 race on Dirt Bike Magazine's YouTube channel, and then the first moto of the 50-plus Pro Class on the Racing Jack YouTube channel. You can check those YouTube channels out, and second motos of both of those races coming live on the Motocross Action YouTube channel. So lots of stuff going on, lots of coverage. We're kind of going with what you guys were telling us in the comments last year of, hey, we want to see more stuff. Well, right now we're looking at the 40 intermediate class leader, and that's Mr. Albach on his YZ450, it looks like. Nice looking YZ450. Got the Fast House graphics on it. But again, you guys asked for this. MXA, Dirt Bike Magazine, and Racing Jack YouTube bringing it to you. So let us know in the comments. Let us know if you like what the coverage is, because we're here and we want to bring you guys what you want and bring you that racing action.
Very well said, my friend. As we continue on here, lap number 3 of 40 experts. Again, still a long way to go today and a long way to go tomorrow. A lot of coverage. I know a lot of our East Coast friends, especially Northeastern, Northwest, if it's already cold, some of you may have put the bikes away for the year already, and I know you are loving this warm, sunny Southern California coverage.
Yeah, we pay a lot to live here.
Yeah.
And this is those kind of days on the reason why we pay a lot to live here, because I've got to go a lot around the world and do a lot of traveling, riding and racing motorcycles and testing motorcycles with the magazine. And there hasn't been very many places that I've said, I want to stay here. Like I'm always happy to get home. And again, around the world, like tell us where you're watching from in the comments. We got the white flag out on the 40 expert and 40 intermediate class here at Glen Helen. So again, I think we're going to try to get John Anderson from WUSA up to the tower so he can kind of give us a perspective of what's going on with W and maybe some new projects that they have coming on. But Justin McDonald making it look easy, just kind of walking on the entire 450 expert class.
Absolutely, guys. As we continue on, 40 intermediate, lap number 3. We've got the 30-plus Pasha coming up in a little bit. We'll see those 125s screaming around this racetrack once again. But right now, nobody has an answer for that man, the 201 of New Zealand's Justin McDonald on a Honda. Coming up on lap traffic right here, picking his way through this field. No need to rush. He has built himself a very, very comfortable lead. As we continue on, hope you guys are loving everything that we're bringing you live today from San Bernardino, California. Like I said before, too, if you ever get a chance to come here, do so. Mark, one thing I often talk about is how we are losing racetracks in all forms of motorsports. A lot of things are happening. Land values going up. Some of the old regime, unfortunately, is no longer with us. There's a lot of different reasons, but what I love is Bud Feldkamp's commitment to this great racetrack in Southern California. Because let's be honest, as much as we love SoCal, and you just talked about this great weather, California not always the most welcoming place for motorsports. We're seeing a lot of drag strips go away. So it's wonderful that Glen Helen is on strong footing here in San Bernardino.
Yeah, some of the problems we have out here in Glen Helen is we have this beautiful, or not at Glen Helen, but some of the problems we have out here in California is we have, this beautiful backdrop and all that stuff, and they want you to look at it, but they want you to look at it and enjoy it, but they don't want you to get out there and enjoy it. And it's kind of like, yeah, I'm more of the get out there and enjoy the trails and do that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, sometimes we run into those problems. We do have, hopefully it's coming back around to where we can use facilities that we have, but there's always those people that want to kind of box stuff up and just look at it. And it's definitely not a lot of what we got going on, but it's a nice thing to have. And like you said, we do need to get more tracks back out here. We need to get more drag strips. We need to do all that kind of stuff because this is a mecca of racing. It's a mecca of speed, and but you have a lot of industry companies. I know that later on in the in November, there's a Day in the Dirt is here. Kenny and the entire crew at Fast House bringing you a 3-day event that is just absolutely amazing. So right now we got
Justin McDonald
taking the white flag. Taking the white flag.
The lead that he has.
No, he took the checker. Justin
flag.
McDonald.
There we go.
That was a white flag for a lap rider, and Justin McDonald making it look easy in the 40-plus expert class. And now we're looking for that. I think that's our 40-plus intermediate class.
Is this the battle for the lead right here? We shall see as the 65 puts together some great lap times there. Let's take a look, try to get a name down here. That is Richard Albach from Vista, California, leader in the 40 intermediate class on the Yamaha, trying to hold off Jason Ladeau all the way from Casper, Wyoming, in hot pursuit. Right now, though, Richard doing a great job. What's it like climbing? We don't talk about it much about the wonderful ladder system that motocross has. I don't know, do they have D out here in California? I know where I was at, they actually started with D, which was you couldn't even double. Once you started doubling, you got bumped up to C, but then they had C, B, A. There were advancement points that would get you up all the way to the pro level. How do they handle it out here on the West Coast?
Out here on the West Coast, it's just beginner, novice, intermediate, pro. Is kind of the local side of it. They do I think now when you get your pro license, it's a thing to where you have to do a certain amount of races and all that kind of stuff. But on our side, it's more of it's beginner, novice, pro. And then naturally there's sandbaggers in the beginner class, sandbaggers in the novice class, and about the only class that you can't sandbag in is the pro class. But it's just standard. It sounds like we don't take it as serious as you guys do back east. It's more of all right, hey, we're gonna go ride our dirt bikes and go from there. We can pack in front of the gate. You can do whatever you want. Like, it's not really gonna matter. So maybe we need to start taking it a little bit more serious.
Here comes the 6'5", taking the checkers. That is Richard Albach, your winner here in 40 intermediate. We're going to step away for a second, guys. Stay with us. The World Vet Motocross Championships from Glen Helen. We'll be back right after this. the 41st W World Vet Motocross Championship, brought to you by Fun Bike Center, IWC Motorsports Tire Pros, and by RD Suspension. We welcome you back to Glen Helen. It is the 41st annual W World Vet Motocross Championship, and we want to thank our friends from W so much, guys. If you need anything wheel, you need to go to the people who preach all things wheel. You know the great Tom White smiling down from up above, a beautiful day, something I'm sure he's very, very proud of here at Glen Helen. Over 1,400 entries, over 20 countries, and we get you set for the 30-plus 125 Moto number 2, brought to you by Pasha, where the question is, can Mr. Holeshot, Mike Alessi, do it again? Can he go 1-1 on the day, Mark? Can anybody stop him? I guess that's the more pressing question. And if you are a competitor that couldn't stop Mike Alessi, what did you do in between motos? Did you make any adjustments to your bike? Did you look at some of the film? What did you do?
Well, Brian Madero says from Team Hawaii, as Mosman was putting it earlier, is back out here. He's seen a couple of the different motos. He's seen some people out there, and he knows where the bumps are. Now, Earlier, they were riding on a completely prepped, pristine track. There's bumps out there now. There's lots of stuff going on. So it's going to be a completely different track than what they saw earlier. Mike Alessi is going to need to put all of basically put his best foot forward, because Brian Medeiros has seen the track recently, so he knows where all those bumps are. It was on a KX450, but he's seen the track. So, again, this is where the money's paid. This is what the money's paid for. That second place finish is as good as a first place finish in the first moto. Now he's got to go out and win the second moto if he wants to dethrone Alessi.
A lot of talent on that starting gate right now, and we are giving a nod to an era gone by. It's all about the 125cc two-stroke, 150 in some cases, and with these big bore kits, everything in between. We're about to throw this 30-second card, and keep an eye on the 800. Where is he? I'm trying to find him in that shot right there.
He's usually towards the inside. He likes the inside line, so I think that's him underneath the yellow and black. That's probably
umbrella.
Tony. Yeah, I think that's
there.
them, because then Blaine Thompson is right there on the 777 on the Fast House backed white KTM, and then again right down the road on the other side of the starting box is Brian Medeiros, and you can see him in that bright orange pumpkin flavored orange looking bright helmet, the signature of the MXA Wrecking Crew. So will he be able to do it? Can Brian remount? So yeah, that is Alessi, and that's Tony Alessi. Looks like he's warming up the bike, and I believe that Mike is on the brand new Pasha 150 KTM. So, and I believe that Brian Medeiros is on the bike that Mosman took home the championship at the two-stroke World Championships that you saw on Dirt Bike Magazine's YouTube channel earlier this year.
30-second card down. Here we go. Gate down, ladies and gentlemen. Racing into Talladega turn. Can Mike Alessi make it 2 hole shots on the day? Mr. Hole Shot does it once again. Get that man a $200 check from ASV Inventions. Congratulations, Mike Alessi. But look at this. Coming up the rear, the 24, knowing he cannot let Alessi get too far away.
That's got to be an early 2000s CR 125.
Love it. Love seeing those old two-strokes out here alive and well. If you love two-strokes, let us know down below in the comments. Alessi's starting to pull away, and this is not what the rest of the field wants to see, because he had a huge margin in Moto number 1, and it looks like we could be in for more of the same here in Moto number 2.
That's Casey Casper on that CR 125.
Oh, no!
And Casey Casper hits the deck.
Oh, no. Talking about that beautiful old school CR 125. Oh, it's a little banged up now. Let's hope that rider is okay. But, guys, that's why Glen Helen makes you wear the best safety gear. We got medical personnel standing by as we take another look at it. Here comes that early 2000 CR down the hill, goes wide, and it was right here.
Just stuck.
Man.
That's, and I believe that Casey Casper hopefully Casey is okay. I believe he has a bunch of older CR 125, CR 250, CR 500s. The legendary Ron Lawson from Dirt Bike Magazine has. I've been able to talk to him, and Casey have gone back and forth, and we've done multiple projects on stuff that Casey has done. So I believe he has multiple ones. But man, that was think of a early 2000s, maybe 2004, 2005, somewhere right in there. So almost a 20-year-old motorcycle competing with the best of right now. So,
yeah, I hate to see an old, awesome bike like that go down, but it's cool, too, that a lot of them have been updated. I remember a couple years ago when we were covering this race, Jeremy McGrath was out here on a KX125 that actually had, I think, 450 KXF, 450
450 front end. So Yeah, no, it's definitely cool. It looks like Brian Medeiros trying to make some moves. I think he got off the line a little bit behind Alessi, trying to make some moves and move up, but it's making it pretty hard on him. It's battling back and forth. That's Alessi coming back the other way. But second through fifth is a battle. I know Blaine Thompson was running up front in the first moto. I believe he finished about as far back as seventh. So not sure if Blaine having some fitness or if that was a bike issue or maybe he went down. But usually that doesn't happen. And I believe in second place right now is Bryce Huffman, who we saw in the Nations style event that's going on, winning one of those classes. But then we saw him in the first moto on Dirt Bike Magazine's YouTube channel. We saw him making some moves and make it to where he's running right there, running behind Alessi. And I believe he was able to finish third. So if Alessi goes out, gets a 1-1, Huffman's able to bring home a second place finish, and Medeiros can't get any better than third, then it looks like it's a thing to where he's going to take over second overall, and Medeiros will drop to third. So, again, the young man that we're looking at on the screen is Mr. Huffman, Mr. Bryce Huffman, who is running in second overall. On screen, live timing and scoring is a little bit off. Apparently, he's having some trouble with his transponder right about now. But Blaine Thompson comes underneath him and makes the pass. Aaron Kennard going to that shot right as we could see that. So we got to see that pass. Blaine Thompson can be a spoiler in this as well. So Blaine dropping Mr. Huffman back, and Brian Medeiros is right there on his Pasha-backed KTM 150. And I believe MXA did a full story on that motorcycle. I know that we did. It was in our magazine in a Project Bike Spotlight clip, just kind of explaining some of the stuff. But I believe that Motocross Action a couple years ago did a full story on that motorcycle. I know that they have a Pasha YZ150 on the cover of their magazine as of right now. Haven't seen that bike out here this weekend, but lots going on for the MXA crew and at the 2025 WVET World Championships.
All right, so let's take another look at that pass moments ago here in the Pasha 30-plus 125cc category. Lots of different lines out there, but boy, if you choose wrong on one of these 40-horsepower 125s, you will pay for it.
Well, yeah, and he was just coming to the bottom of the Yamaha hill and kind of coming around the back side of it. And it looks like Brian Medeiros has been able to get around Huffman. So that right there is the battle for second overall in the weekend. The battle for third on track right now.
All types of different motorcycles out there from all different eras. Right now, Mike Alessi, the OG, the 37-year-old who tells us he'll be competing in Finland in the near future, continues to ring up that cash register and make as much bonus money as he can here this weekend at Glen Helen Raceway, followed closely by Huffman in second, Blaine Thompson, Brian now up to fourth, according to this. John McCall also hanging in there in the top six on a Yamaha entry. Great racing here at Glen Helen. It is the 41st annual World Vet Motocross Championships. Still a lot more to come after we get done with this Pasha 125 Moto. We will bring up a few more races, and then we have our 50-plus Pro Moto 2 coming up later on today as we scream up the hill on these 125cc machines. So much going on throughout the weekend. There's the 800 of Mike Alessi. Just what a performance for him. Unstoppable.
Well, and Jack, your lunch has arrived.
Oh, my gosh.
Your Aquarius Casino Hotel Special Protein-Style Smash Burger is here.
Unbelievable.
So thank you, Amy and Miguel down at Smash Burger for the food. Now we just got to figure out how we can go to break and eat our food. But we're trying to get away from this type of racing action. Mike Alessi making it boring out front, but man, second through fourth is a dogfight.
No doubt about it, man. I wish that I'm definitely missing your buddy too, Mike Brown, who we mentioned, someone who arguably could be the greatest vet of all time. Unfortunately, Mike not with us this event, still recovering from his crash that he suffered earlier this year. We wish him a very, very speedy recovery. A few faces that we're missing here this weekend, but we're taking a great battle right now. It's second and third on track. Thompson and Medeiros mixing it up big time here in the 125cc category. Tony Pasha, too, you got to wonder, what made him come up with this idea? How do you go from Hollywood stuntman to reaching into your own pocket to put up big money to keep two-stroke racing alive?
Yeah, I mean,
wow, look at this.
That was an
back
amazing
and forth.
pass.
What a battle. And here goes the 934 of Brian Medeiros battling tooth and nail. Here, as we've got just a few more laps left before we bring this one home.
And you mentioned what makes him want to do this. I got to shoot the bike that Brian's on to put in the magazine and got to talk to Tony for a few hours because he has like 5 of these motorcycles. And he's insanely passionate about this. And you always kind of look at what's going on and you look at, there's got to be an angle for him here. There's got to be this. He's got to be making money on it. He's got to be doing stuff. He's, again, from the stunt world and making stuff happen with that kind of stuff. So it's definitely, he just got a passion for it. We get to see that pass by Brian Medeiros on Blaine Thompson right now, just going big, going for it. A handful of throttle, going for it as much as he can into that turn. He did miss that inside line, so Blaine had a chance to come back, but Brian just holding it wide on that bad boy.
Medeiros pinning it to winning it, move in his second. He can hope that Mike Alessi makes a mistake, but it certainly doesn't look like that will be the case. And you're going to talk about the Vet Nationals at 37 years of age. Mike Alessi doesn't appear to be slowing down one bit. Very, very active, too. I mean, did you hear him rattling off his travel schedule? He did that earlier today on Dirt Bike Magazine YouTube channel, talking to Josh Mosman, talking about going abroad. It seems like he's on a bike every weekend now.
Yeah, and he's taking his family with him, like he was saying, and being able to do that kind of stuff. It's, we talk about these guys. A lot of guys get to this age and they don't want anything to do with motorcycles. And it's nice to see. And again, if Tony Pasha hadn't had this type of passion, I remember when it was first coming up seeing, 125s, and you're like, yeah, why is this guy doing this? And like I said, I had that time with him as we were shooting stuff in the studio, and it's bringing new sponsors in, making other stuff happen, and it's great to see because it's just now he's got a whole new generation of people that are ready to race motorcycles and having fun. Like we were talking about with the electric bikes and doing that kind of stuff. All these bikes are going to need wheels and tires and chains and sprockets and stuff like that. So it brings all the aftermarket companies in as well. So it's just great to see. Thank you, Tony, for everything that you're doing and spending your hard-earned money for the pro races and all this stuff, and making it to where there's something for people to ride their dirt bikes and have fun. Man, I want to know a little bit more about this white KTM that Blaine's on. I might have to find them after the races. I know it came out a few years ago at one of the two-stroke races, but I want to go find out a little bit more about this bike, see what it is. Maybe we can do a story on it and put it in the magazine and kind of tell a little more people about it. But looks like that's our buddy Bryce Huffman hanging out there in, I guess that would be 4th overall on the track. But right now it's looking like he would be our 3rd overall finisher because Blaine finished back about 7th, like I said earlier.
And I absolutely love that sweet sound of two strokes. ring-dinging around this racetrack. Hopefully we see more and more two-strokes in the future. There's been certainly lots of rumors. I know Mark Tilley and I talked about it on a few different interviews. Mark, way more inside on this stuff than I am, where there's all kind of rumors about will we see that Kawasaki KX300, who knows? And you brought up some good points when I was talking to you last year in Ridgecrest. You said you really miss the 125cc bike as another way for youngsters to kind of climb that ladder. That's a daunting step sometimes to go from like a 200 to a 250 four-stroke or an 85cc to a 250 four-stroke. That's a big jump. We're kind of missing the 125 from a lot of these manufacturers.
Well, yeah, ultimately it's the equivalent of back in the late 90s, early 2000s, going from a 125 straight to, or going from like an 85 straight to a 250cc two-stroke. You wouldn't have done that. Your parents wouldn't have let you do that. That's going from, like kid type power to full-on adult type power, and that's the kind of power that you're getting when they're going from a super mini or an 85cc and then going to a 250F. So I think I put my kid, my oldest, on a 125 for a year and a half, almost 2 years, because there's so much that you learn on a 125 that you're going to need for later on. It'll make you a better rider all the way around, but it also gives their mind time to develop. And then going back, I mean, we're watching 30 plus guys, but 40 plus guys, 50 plus guys, 60 plus guys. The older you get, the more fun you have riding a small bore two-stroke. It's fun. You feel like you're going fast. It sounds like you're going fast. So, yeah, I think I would love if Kawasaki's getting back into two-stroke game, bring back a 125, 150 two-stroke, something like that. If some of the other manufacturers want to get into it. I know that all of the European manufacturers make a version of a 125, whether it's off-road or a motocross version, but they all make the version of that. So it's definitely nice to see all those guys doing. We got a two-lap sign out right now by our official finish line flagger.
Yeah, Melissa, talented
Melissa.
Alessi puts on a clinic. Absolutely. Alessi flying around here, guys. He's just 2 laps away from a 1-1 on the day. Mr. Holeshot trying to make this lead stick as we listen to these beautiful 125s scream around this racetrack. And just like we talked about how electric bikes have a place in the sport, I hope two-strokes always have a place in this sport. There are so many benefits about them. We've talked about the nasal satisfaction, the sound, which is wonderful. But outside of that, Mark, simplicity. No valves, no cams, easy to rebuild. I mean, that was one of the first ways you knew you arrived as a garage shade tree mechanic, when you could change a piston in a 125. And trust me, as a kid, it's easy to wear out a piston in one of these bikes. So if you're putting in laps, but I'll tell you, that is a job with a little bit of guidance at 12, 13, 14 years old, you can teach a young kid to do and do well. It's a little more technical when you talk about the 4 strokes and some of the maintenance that you have to do there.
Yeah, no, I'd definitely like to see that stuff come back, and it's one of those kind of rite of passage things in the garage, and being able to change a top end on a 2-stroke and do that stuff. And I know with this kind of stuff, I know that Tom White was a tinkerer. He was somebody that likes to tinker with stuff. Him and his brother starting White Brothers and having White Brothers for a really long time. They were aftermarket specialists, had all of that stuff going on. And, Tom would be looking down right now, smiling huge with all these different types of racing. And they're all vets. They're all out there having fun. They're all out there on different size motorcycles. Tom also brought us the 4-stroke nationals and that stuff, that back when 4-strokes weren't really a thing. And with his company, White Brothers, supporting all that stuff and aftermarket stuff, and then bringing races and kind of going from there. And that's kind of where John and Kristen at W come from. W being a little bit of a play on the White Brothers stuff and the White Brothers name. But John and Kristen keeping the family legacy alive in motocross and in off-road. Tom also still has the early years museum that has an insane amount of vintage motorcycles, and they used to do a Bikes and Burgers thing there and stuff like that. So lots of stuff going on still, even though that Tom hasn't been with us for a while now. His legacy's still going. And again, I think after this moto, maybe after if we do the podium interviews, I think we're going to get John Anderson from W up here to talk about what's happening. But right now we have white flag out for the 30 plus 125cc Pasha Pro class, and the battle's heating up here for third place. We got a three-way battle for third place right now. That's Blaine Thompson out in front.
Oh no, goes down. Was that McCool that went down, or was that Thompson? We'll have to get eyes on that.
That was Thompson that went down.
Oh no, Thompson went down. McCool able to get past him. Bryce Huffman moves up as well. As we'll give you a rundown of what it looks like with his transponder. That time by Alessi still way out in front. Medeiros in second. McCool in third. We're going to take another look at this here in just a second. We told you momentum so important, line choice so important with these 125s into the corner.
He heard footsteps.
Oh,
he heard
my
the
goodness.
footsteps.
And it really kind of impeded the progress there of who was that behind him as I take a look. I think that was the 187 of Bryce Huffman, who luckily didn't go down but was able to pick up a position. And Mike Alessi's just saying, boy, it's good to be me. It's good to be away from all of that traffic and all of that calamity, because he is out there by a country mile leading everybody.
We'll have to see. The big question is, where did it? The top two are pretty much staged in. You got Alessi that's going to go 1-1. Medeiros that's going to go 2-2. I don't know where McCool finished in the first moto. I know Huffman finished in third. So if McCool finished one behind him and he can leapfrog into ahead of him in the second moto means more. So McCool might finish on the podium. But like I said, I don't know where he finished in moto number one. So we'll have to see.
And we got to put the rest of the motocross world on notice, too, for next year. Somebody's got to show up on a 125 and try to challenge the great Mike Alessi. Where's McGrath at this weekend? We got to go knock on his door. I know where you know he lives personally. We got to get him out here tomorrow. Brownie's got a good excuse, poor guy. Brownie would be right up there with Mike Alessi, if not leading him. But where's our good buddy Jeff Emig here this weekend? We saw him fly around on a 125 pretty fast from time to time.
Somebody's got to come out here. We need a 30-plus rider that is going to come out here and be able to run with Alessi on this, because he made this look a little too easy. And if you want to watch Moto number one and him making it look a little bit too easy, you can head over to dirtbikemagazine.com, and we got to see the full Moto number one on there.
So get your buddy Eli Tomac could run 30-plus out here now, KTM
I don't
rider.
know. I don't know if a 125 would be able to survive with Eli Tomac riding it for.
Well, that's where they all came from, right? But maybe you guys tell me in the comments. I don't know if anybody made a 125 go as fast as Bubba Stewart. Has anyone ever seen anybody fly? Especially here at Glen Helen, too. There was a historic performance where he was just flying.
Nobody made it look as good.
And the checker's ready to wave. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Holeshot, Mike Alessi, taking the win. Congratulations to him. 1-1 on the day. He just looks unstoppable.
So that was Casey Casper just going by on that CR 125. So he was able to get up and finish the race. And then this is second place, Motocross Action own Brian Medeiros coming across in second, and he will be able to, and then that's third with McCool. So now the math starts. We got to see where Jeremy finished in the first moto, and we're now, I believe the next person we're going to see is Bryce Huffman coming across. So we'll have to be looking to Tia and the crew here at Glen Helen to find out where Jeremy McCool finished in the first moto and where his third result in the second moto lines out for the podium.
We'll give you a look at the unofficial, for now, IWC Motorsports Tire Pro results. Mike Alessi, we know the 800, definitely taking the win in that one, followed by Medeiros, McCool, Huffman, Thompson, Desetti, Muscat, Post, Casper, and Keating. your top 10 here in the Pasha 125cc 30-plus category. Still so much racing left to get to. We are setting the table for the 50-plus Pro Moto 2, and we're going to talk to our podium finishers when we return. Stay with us, guys. 41st Annual W World Vet Motocross Championship. We'll be back right after this. The 41st W World Vet Motocross Championship, brought to you by Pro Circuit, Yamaha, and by Pasha Racing. We welcome you back, and let's take a look at Mike Alessi, just absolutely flying out there today. Does this 37-year-old young man still have it, or what? 1-1 on the day, 2 hole shots, and almost a fist bump to our very talented Melissa, the flag woman, doing a great job out there. And our one and only Josh Mosman has our podium finishers, has our winner, Mike Alessi. Let's send it down to Josh Mosman.
All right, guys, we are here with the winner and the overall guy who took all the money from Pasha, Mike Alessi. You came out here from Florida. You jumped on one of Pasha's bikes. Now you took his money, and you made it look easy out there. Tell us how it was from your perspective.
Thank you. I felt good. 2 good starts, and Brian was riding good. All the guys were riding good. They're pushing me. I just want to thank Pasha. A big thank you for having me out here, let me ride his motorcycle. It's been 365 days since I rode a 125 or a 150, so it was a little bit of an adjustment to get used to this morning, but I just had to remember to let the bike ring out longer. It's not like a 450 where you can quick shift it. The 2-stroke, you got to really let it sing. So had a great time. Thank you to my new sponsor, Alpine Stars, and got some nice fresh gear. And thanks to my dad for being so supportive, and Moto Concepts, Pete Marino for doing my gate and packing it all the way to the first turn, it seemed like, and my mechanic doing a great job. So. And 2 hole shots. What does that get you from ASV? $400 from ASV for the whole shot. That was really generous of them. So thank you again to them. And yeah, it was a fun event. Yeah, and what about your wife and girls? Are they watching back home right now? Oh, yeah, they were definitely watching. I told them, I was like, hey, I'm going out for a second mush. So, okay, I'll tune in. That's cool. And, that little bit of whole shot money from ASV will definitely come in handy when I get home to take my daughters to ice cream. So nice. That's the first thing they want to do every time I pick them up from school. That's cool. And then what's it been like being here? I'm sure everybody's excited to have you here. I know people that are excited that you're here. So what's it been like just meeting people and talking to people in the pits? Well, it's always nice coming back to this race because it's like my roots of where I come from and was born and raised right here in Simi Valley, California. So for me, it's all my family and friends, and I don't get to see them very often. It's pretty much once a year, and I'm getting older. I'm almost 40 years old, and I still love racing and still doing this and putting in the time and work. So it shows, and I want to go a couple more years till 40, and then I want to be done and enjoy life with my wife and daughters. That's cool. All right, Mike Alessi, there you have it. Taking the money. Pasha.
Thanks so much, Josh Mosman, and congratulations again, Mike Alessi. And big shout-out to his family watching back in Florida. Girls, he's bringing home some ice cream money, and he's not done yet because we've got a lot to get through here this weekend. We got to try to get you updated.
Do you think he's going to stop? Do you think he's going to stop at 40? I don't think so.
No, not at all. He's going to be. And that's what's great about this sport, that we still got to figure out who is the oldest rider here. We know we have an 80-plus category. We know we have entries there. And I think last year was 83 years old. Somebody was out here still competing. So keep riding. Keep it twisted. Keep having fun. Keep racing, guys. There's a class for you.
I believe our buddy Josh Mosman has his test rider finishing second overall in this Pasha race, Brian Medeiros. So back down to you, Josh.
All right, we are here with second place, Brian Medeiros, MX8 test rider, rocking the orange helmet, riding for Team Hawaii in the World Cup Championship. But now, second place, Pasha gave you a bike, Pasha's giving you money, and here you are representing for Team Hawaii again. So tell us a little bit about today's races in the Pasha 150 Open class.
Yeah, the Pasha 150 class, thank you to Pasha for doing this. He loans out his bikes, gives us a ton of money. Now I'm going to go pay rent after this. But, no, it's all in all, it's a good time. We just got off to horrible starts. Honestly, I need to figure those out, but that's on me. And next year we'll come in a little bit more prepared. But it was still fun to come out and ride 2 strokes, especially one of Pasha's bikes. He takes pride in building these things. So, lets us ride the wheels off of them, and then he's got to go rebuild them. So all in all, not a bad day.
I'll speak for Brian a little bit. The suspension was set up for Pasha, which is a little bit closer to my weight. Brian, a few pounds lighter than me, so he was getting kicked a little bit coming down the hills, but still rode solid, still came through the pack to get these guys for second overall. I'll have to double-check the price. I think it's $1,500 for second. So is that the price, right?
I think
the purse money, yeah. $1,500 is a nice little paycheck for a good race on the weekend. So congratulations, Brian. Anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, first of all, Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You, Josh, of course, all you guys do at the magazine. Jody, Trevor for always working his butt off. Quads for filming my engagement for me this morning. And, just everybody who backs me up, everybody watching back home in Hawaii. 30 now, so never got to do this as a kid at this level. So never give up on your dreams, I guess.
Engagement. Tell us about it.
Yeah, stoked, man. We prayed about it for a long time and found the right one.
That's cool. Well, he's getting married. He's second in the race and first in our hearts. Good stuff, Brian. Kick some butt tomorrow. World Cup Championship.
A big congratulations out there.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I know that that he's been going back from Texas to California. He might be I know that his fiance is living in Texas. So congratulations to both of them, and wish them the best of luck in the future.
No doubt about it, guys. Like I said, we still got a lot to get through. We're getting you set for the 50-plus Pro Moto number 2. Still coming up today. Before we go any further, let's send it back down to Josh Mosman, who has third-place finisher today in Pasha 125.
All right, we're here with third place Bryce Huffman in the Pasha 150 Open class. I think that's $1,000. Pretty impressive. But how was it from your perspective, tackling this track and then battling with these guys? It wasn't easy, huh?
No, not at all. Yeah, that last lap and a half got exciting. Yamaha guy McCool was coming. I seen him inch it, and I closed up on Thompson. And, man, we were in a three-way battle there for a bit. Fortunately, Thompson went down. I kind of had to swerve around him, but luckily at that point I knew I had third in the bag. I kind of threw in the towel and saved the energy. But, yeah, that was an awesome race.
That's cool. McCool was looking cool in front of me. He blew up a berm when I was taking a video of him out there. But it's fun to watch you guys battle. Awesome to hear Two Strokes take over the track here at Glen Helen. Where are you coming from, Bryce?
I live in Paso Robles, so not too far, 4 or 5 hour drive. And, yeah, just like you said, man, it's so cool to be racing 125s out here. Big shout-out to Pasha for keeping it alive. I'm a smaller guy. I love the 125, so it's so cool to have a reason for keep one in the garage and to come home with $1,000, and I couldn't be more stoked.
Yeah, pretty awesome. So, Pasha, thanks to him. What about this massive track? It's 3-minute lap times. We're out there waiting for you to come around. It's pretty awesome, huh?
Yeah, man. We come here once a year, so this is like the layout I get. It's so cool to go with the REM, and, man, this place gets rough. I was a little spoiled that first moto. Track was super smooth. I was like Moto 2, and, gosh, it was eye-opener just that first lap. But, yeah, this place is awesome.
Anybody you want to thank for getting you here?
Yeah, huge thanks to Brent from Rackham Racing, Kyle from MX Refresh. I got Joe Bennett from Money Moto Music, Onium Goggles, Factory Connection. My wife and kids are coming out here and just hanging out in a dirt lot. Let me do some racing, man. It's awesome.
That's cool. All right, good stuff, you guys. Well, congratulations, Bryce Huffman, third place. And, of course, thanks to Pasha for making this happen and getting 2 strokes on the track at Glen Helen.
2 strokes at Glen Helen. I love it. What a combination. We got much, much more coming, guys. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this. World Vet Motocross Championship returns from Glen Helen Raceway. The 41st W World Vet Motocross Championship, brought to you by Arc Levers, ASV Inventions, and by CC Motorsports.
Ladies and gentlemen, go wild. Big Cali, get
Welcome back, everybody, to the 41st Annual W World Vet Motocross Championships here from Glen Helen Raceway. We are off to a great start on this Saturday. An epic 3-day event. We got 2 days of coverage for you, and I can't wait till tomorrow. But before we go any further, ladies and gentlemen, we have talked so much about W and a great legend, Tom White, and what he meant to this event. I am pleased and honored to be joined with Tom's son-in-law, Mr. John Anderson. John, thank you so much for being here and being on the Midway. We appreciate your support. Could you tell me a little bit about what this event means to you and your company?
Well, it means a lot to us, right? It's all based on our family and an event Tom started 41 years ago, right? And to see where it's come today, it's quite amazing. And, even to be up here with all you guys and watch what you do behind the scenes on live streaming this thing. I've never been around anything like this, and it's quite impressive, the whole team you have up here. And being able to put this together and show it with everybody on YouTube live, it's pretty impressive. And can't thank you enough for doing that.
Well, thank you very much. The feeling is mutual. And down below, out there in YouTube land, make sure you shout out John, his great company, W, down below, because I know so many people appreciate this coverage that couldn't be here. There's people watching from multiple different countries, all ends of the United States. And it's neat that, we really are a small, tight-knit motorcycle community, even though there's oceans in between us.
Yeah, that's right. And, it's funny. There's a lot of vet races out there that have come up and over the years, and I look at this as it is an international race, and so it truly is a vet world motocross championship. And I think you have the numbers and whatnot better than me, but I think half the country comes here, and then 20 different countries, if not more. So it truly is an international event. And like I said from the beginning, to see where it's come today, I know Tom would be very proud of everybody that puts this together, from Lori and the team here at Glen Helen, to you guys, to all the vendors, and really, most importantly, all the riders, because Tom was a big motorcycle guy. He loved everybody that rode dirt bikes. And so it's really cool that we're able to keep going with this and allowing people to come out and having a good time.
Amen. I'm sure he is smiling down, no doubt about that. Talking a little bit about your current company, too. I had a great time checking out some of your wheels on display yesterday. White Brothers did so much in the industry. How did you kind of evolve into an all-things wheel company with some of the toughest wheels on the market?
Well, so Tom had brought the brand Talon over here many, many years ago, and as you probably know the story, my wife and I worked there. We met through the company, and so, we always did wheels back then as part of the distribution. Anyway, about 15 years ago, we had an opportunity to start our own business with that brand, Talon. And we, as Tom said, took the ball and ran with it. And so we focused on wheels, and that's what we do. And we've been very fortunate with the support of the industry, media, race teams, to where we're involved with a lot of different programs now. And so it's been really, really cool, and we've evolved that into vintage and adventure touring and, heck, even Surons nowadays, right? That seems to be the trend. As long as they stay off our mountain bike trails, we're okay with that. But it's been really, really good. And like I said, we've had W coming up on, well, it'll be coming up on 15 years, and so it's been quite a ride. So we have a really good group of people at the shop. I want to make it, known it's not John Anderson and Kristen, I think that's cliche to say, but we have a really good group of people at our shop. My kids are involved in the company now, and so, as I'm getting older, it's like, I don't know if I can do this for a lot, that much longer, but my son's really hands-on now, and my daughter's like my wife. She's, I always say, smartest one in the family, right? So we have some amazing kids and my wife, and we've got a lot going on, but it's been a lot of fun.
Well, it takes an army, that's for sure. And I know at a tough track like this, a wheel killer track, these racers appreciate you being here, because we've seen a few wheels over the day fall victim to what has to be one of the most brutal tracks on circuit. Yeah,
that's right. And wheels are an important thing, and I don't want to make it an infomercial, but it was something that a niche that we could get into, and most importantly in our company is to make sure that we offer the best stuff that's out there, safest stuff, hopefully, and that's important to us, right? Awesome. I always have a saying that if I wouldn't put my own kids on it, I wouldn't put a customer on it, and we stand by that.
I love it, guys. We're getting ready for the 50-plus Moto 2 coming up. One thing I gotta ask right before we go quickly, though, not to drop any breaking news, is you say there could be even another company coming, perhaps?
Yeah, well, that company's here, and it's up and running. It's called the W Lab, and I think a lot of folks may remember a company called Team Swollen. Sadly, they ended up closing the shop, but we were in a position to carry on with that, so we created the W Lab, and my daughter's involved in it, and the team that was at Team Swollen that really made it happen, Charles and Kayla and Sean. And so we got that up and running, and it's set up next door to our booth and downstairs behind the main grandstand, and we've got a lot of cool vintage T-shirts and posters, and I hope people will check it out, wlab.com, and it's been a lot of fun.
Well, there you have it, in case they weren't busy enough. Thank you, W. We really, really appreciate it. The great Tom White smiling down. Guys, as we get ready for 50-plus Pro Moto 2, Josh Mosman caught up with the living legend, Kurt Nicole. Let's take you down to that.
We're here with Kurt Nicole at the World Vet Championships. We already talked to his arch nemesis, Doug Dubach, but another guy who represents this race. And when I think of the World Vet Championships, I think of Kurt Nicole. And you're an inspiration to many, man. You're just blowing doors off of many of these guys out here. And it's fun to watch you ride. You're also providing a way for opportunity for people to come from overseas, from near and far, to rent motorcycles. Like we have a whole row of KTMs and Huskies behind us and even in front of us. So you're creating opportunities. You're taking the opportunities yourself to go out there and put a hard charge on. So for you, Kurt Nicole, what does this race mean to you, World Vet Championships?
Yeah, I mean, it's the biggest race that we do all year. For me personally, I've won, 8 or 9 championships over the years, and I just love this race, and I love what it represents. And, it feels like if you win your class, you're the best vet out there. And and with my Champion MX business, this is our biggest event of the year as well. I got 17 bikes this weekend. Yeah, sometimes I've had up to 20, 24 last year, I think. But as many bikes as I can rent, as many bikes as I can get, I can rent. I mean, that's the thing about this race. I mean, the demand from overseas is just huge. Everybody wants to come to Glen Helen. Everyone wants to do World Vet.
Yeah, it's quite the experience, and impressive to see the lineup that you have. Also impressive to talk about the different things that you do. So you have Champion MX. You also have helped KTM, been involved as team manager over the years, but then also as test rider. And then you're also helping out with World Supercross. You're going to Buenos Aires next weekend in Argentina.
Yep, next weekend's the first race in the 25 season for World Supercross. So, yeah, that takes some of my time. And then, doing Champion MX is what I do most of the rest of the time. But, I've been on the motocross tracks my whole life. It's where I feel natural. And so, I'm out at the motocross tracks pretty much every day. And I still do test riding for KTM, after all these years. I'm pretty good at doing production test riding. So, not fast enough to ride factory bikes anymore, but I'm fast enough to ride production bikes.
That's cool. I think I can speak for the majority of people watching this video that you are impressive on the bike, but also inspiration to many of us. Appreciate you, Kurt Nicole. Good luck in the rest of your motos. You're racing 60 plus. Brand new, got into that class, but then also the 50 Pro class as well. And then you were battling up front in the Pasha 150 Open. We got some video of that. What happened midway through the race?
Yeah, unfortunately my wheel bearing broke up. I felt something weird happening at the back, and then the chain came off because the wheel bearing was broken. So it's ruined my Pasha 50, but I got more races to go.
Nice. All right, good luck, Kurt. Back to the track.
All right, guys, we will be back right after this as we get you set for 50-plus Pro Moto 2. We'll see if the legend Kurt Nicole can do it again. Stay with us. The 41st Annual W World Vet Motocross Championships. We'll be back right after this. The 41st W World Vet Motocross Championship, brought to you by Seedy, Shoei, and by Temecula Motorsports. Take some time to smell those beautiful flowers and smell those high-performance engines. We welcome you back to the 41st Annual W World Vet Motocross Championship. Jack Rapelli alongside Mark Tilley. It's only day number 1, and we're not done yet as we get you set for another moto coming up. We just keep on hitting you with all the action today, Mark. Over 1,400 riders, and we've covered a great deal. We also have some updated information, I do believe, on our country scoring, which we will get to in a little bit. But first, let's take a look at the 50-plus Pro Moto 2 starting grid, where the question remains, who can stop the legend Kurt Nicole? And Doug Dubach on the grid as well. Will we see Doug in this moto?
You know what? We got word. We were wondering where he was at in the first moto. And our coordinator, Trevor, walked around and scoured the pits to find out that Doug Dubach was not racing. He was here yesterday to do the 50-plus 125 moto, but he will not be in either moto of the 50-plus pro class. So thank you, Mr. Hawking, for that information. And he was definitely running around the pitch trying to figure out what was going on. So again, thank you for that information, Mr. Trevor. And so now we know. Now we know why we didn't see a charge from the back from Doug Dubach. And with Doug, we would have probably seen a charge at the front because he's a great starter. He's definitely one of those guys that just goes fast from the very beginning. But how cool was that interview with you and John Anderson from WUSA? Both of his kids were up here kind of filming him and going from there, and got a couple different generations of Andersons. And I believe his beautiful wife, Kristen, is walking around the pits somewhere on everything. So it's definitely it's a family affair. And breaking news with the W Lab hitting with custom T-shirts. But we got the pit board up. We got the pit board up for the 50-plus pros. So we're waiting for that card to go sideways, and that gate will drop, and we'll see if Kurt can do it again.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Our chief starter is running off. Gate is down. It was a quick drop as we head into Talladega turn. Who will get the whole shot? Keep an eye on the orange number 2. Keep an eye on the 975 of Pasquale. We're 3 wide into the first turn as it starts to get very congested behind them. Somebody out to a huge hole shot. Who is it out there? As soon as I get eyes on this number,
that
we'll let you know.
That looked like the 114 Yamaha rider. Kurt Nicole trying to come back underneath, but that I believe that is the 114 of Mikel de Bosco.
Wow.
So that might be that rider. So
we'll see. Look at this action heading up the hill. Here comes the number 2 of Kurt Nicole. He knows time is of the essence. He got a little behind in the first moto, wasting no time now.
And that is lurking around in third place right there.
Oh,
shut him down.
Wow, that corner has given a lot of these racers trouble throughout the day. Tends to get a little loamy in there.
And as you can see, as they're going up that hill, our leader getting power to the ground, riding the edges. That's this time of day at Glen Helen, you got to ride the edges. Otherwise, you're just hammering it down the middle. But I was about to say that Kawasaki lurking right there in third overall, that's Gordon Ward. Gordon Ward knows his way around a rough Glen Helen track. He is definitely not going to let Kurt Nicole get away. Kurt getting the win in Moto 1. Gordon might be a little bit out of the overall win category, but he's definitely going to. I know I have the pleasure of racing against Gordon, and late in the day, late in the moto at Glen Helen, it's hard to stay in front of Gordon. So,
look at this. Here we go. Nicole to the lead. Michel de Bosco out of Italy back, trying to take down the Englishman. Nicole pulls a tear off, grabs a fistful of throttle, and he is out of here. We'll see if he can open up this gap as he continues to lead the 50-plus riders around beautiful Glen Helen. It did not take Kurt Nicole long to make his move as he does it on lap number 1. But Michel not giving up, and here comes, watch that Kawasaki coming with a head of steam behind him.
Yeah, and that, like I said, that's Gordon Ward, and I believe that's Sean Hyland on the all-white KTM that kind of came into the picture for a second.
Here comes your
Gordon
boy.
going around the outside. Like I said, Gordon comes from the off-road side of it. He might even still have a big tank on his bike right now. But Gordon is a master of a rough Glen Helen because he comes here with friends on Tuesdays and Thursday afternoons, starting about 4 o'clock, because Glen Helen will go to about dark, and let riders ride for that long. So it's the rougher the track gets, the more comfortable Gordon is. So he's fast. He's definitely fast.
So we've got an incredible battle here. Top 4, not much separated by him. Kurt Nicole starting to pull away, but Gordon, I don't know, starting to reel him in a little bit on that Kawasaki. Mikel out of Italy not falling too far behind the white KTM, giving chase with him. Great battle here, and this is where we'll find out who's in the best shape. Second moto of the day for these 50-plus athletes. Kurt Nicole, 60-plus.
If they want to see Moto 1, they could head over to the Racing Jack YouTube channel and see all the action from Moto 1. But like I said, Sean Hyland was able to get out front and kind of but then kind of went backwards in Moto number 1. And then Gordon Ward got a bad start, as did Kurt Nicole, and had to come through the pack. Kurt came all the way to first. Gordon, I think, finished 4th in
I'm really impressed with Gordon. You know, we all got strengths and weaknesses, different points of the track. Gordon seems to really pick up on the uphills. I don't know if it's his motorcycle, his technique, his line choice, but he seems to close that gap on the elevation. There's plenty of elevation here at Glen Helen. We'll see what he can do. Kurt maybe has the advantage on the corners, it seems like.
Yeah, and you'll look at Gordon. Gordon will be looking for smooth lines. So he'll be going inside, outside, kind of like how he just went there, went from inside to outside, and then now he's going to probably go outside to inside. So see how he's kind of trying to miss the lines. Kurt's kind of hammering through the stuff. So a couple different strategies going on there, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens because, like I said, you start showing somebody a wheel and they get a little out of sorts and you can just kind of go around them. So, but great racing action here. And Highland not that far off in 3rd place. So I believe these are a little bit longer motos for the pro class, but we'll see. We'll see what they have going on. And as they come back into the national side of the track.
Oh, we are getting notification from Race Control that this race has been red flagged. We're hearing not everybody was on the gate is what we're hearing from Race Control right now. We'll wait for an official explanation, but this race is going to be red flagged, restarted. You can see it right there. Melissa has got the red flag out, and I'll tell you who's not going to like that, our leader, Kurt Nicole. If you were in the back of the pack and got a miserable start, you're going to love it. Are we going to a total new gate drop? That's the question as we continue on here. And ladies and gentlemen, you talk about living legends. Bud Feldkamp is in the house, the man who owns beautiful Glen Helen Raceway. Hey. So wonderful to see him, and we look forward to talking to him in just a second as Mark tries to get to the bottom of this red flag restart. As we've seen in the Pro Motocross Series, sometimes if they're halfway gone, they have a special technique where the flagman will come along and stagger the start based on running order. I think we're headed for a full new gate drop, though. I think that's what's going to happen here. We'll sort it out for you in just a little bit, but we appreciate everybody out there watching today. More than 1,100 people watching on MXA. Big shout out to my buddy Warren Petty. Warren Petty and team watching us from Georgia. Let us know where you're watching us from as we just have a great day of action. Ladies and gentlemen, I have talked about all the great sponsors that make this broadcast possible. I've talked about the production team and the man that we keep talking about who makes it more possible than anybody else. I'm talking about the one, the only, Mr. Bud Feldkamp. Bud, so nice to see you, and congratulations on yet another successful event here at Glen Helen.
Well, it's great to see another event here at Glen Helen, and I think it's a tribute to everybody coming out for 3 days. I know 3 days is a long time, but everybody gets a chance to race. So that's why we're doing the 3 days.
It seems like this event just keeps getting bigger and badder every single year. 1,400 entries, 20 different countries. It's so nice to see the pits of Glen Helen packed.
Yeah, and I know the backdrop. We spent a lot of money on the backdrop, and I think it looks really good, and I'm really pleased with that, and appreciate the support that you guys are doing with the live stream. I was watching the live stream at home this morning, and it looks very impressive, and I have friends around the world, and I know they're watching.
Well, thank you so much, Bud. It's been a big, big year at Glen Helen. You've done so much. I think this is the fourth time I've been here between NGPC, the Two-Stroke Nationals, and then, of course, the big Moto Fest that you had earlier this year. We saw all types of top pros here. Is Moto Fest something that is on for next year? Are we already planning for that?
Oh, definitely. We're 6 months out, but we're already planning for it. We've committed the $100,000 purse, which I think is a unique in motocross right now, and we're excited to have our second year. So hopefully it'll be bigger and better, and again, hopefully a lot of people will come back for it.
Bud, one thing I want to ask you about here, and I hate to go to a somber note, but we lost just an integral, beloved member of Glen Helen who you worked closely with, Chad Tucker. I don't think there's anybody better than you to speak to how important Chad was to this great racetrack. Could you tell us a little bit about what Chad meant to Glen Helen and what all he did here?
Yeah, Chad was not only important to Glen Helen, he was very important to our family. We've known Chad since he was dating my daughter in high school. And so he was an integral part of my business. And then when the Glen Helen needed some help, he was the first one to step up and help Lori. And he was integral in making all this run smoothly. And we miss him sorely. And it happened so quick. I mean, on Friday afternoon, everything was fine. Saturday morning, he was in the hospital with a brain bleed, and he never recovered.
And guys, what I was looking for right here is if you end up getting a program, this is the great man that I'm talking about right there, Chad Tucker. I just, constantly I'm just waiting for him to come through the door. He was always a welcome face here, but I know he's smiling down from above and has got the best seat in the house for this great event, Bud.
I'm sure he's proud of what we're doing today, and we're keeping it going, and we want to honor his memory. And, again, Chad Tucker, it wouldn't be what it is today without Chad.
Amen. Amen, for sure. But another thing I wanted to ask you about is during the broadcast, Mark Tilley and I have discussed just how difficult it is for a lot of tracks to stay open, and we're losing tracks around the country. You seem to have really found the formula to keep Glen Helen going strong here in Southern California. What are some of the challenges you run into in operating a race facility like this?
Well, I've got some great people working here. Lori and her team are fantastic. Lori's been with me 30, 40 years, and I couldn't do it without a team like them. And again, and as far as the insurance, everybody's so happy out here, and we try to minimize that, but we deal with it, and unfortunately, it's the times we live in, and hopefully we can get by this. I'm hoping so, and we keep it open because it's a passion. We have a passion for motocross, and that's why we keep it open.
Well, Bud, it is because of your passion that we're out here racing today, and we thank you again. Please stop back all throughout the weekend. It looks like we're getting ready to start 50-plus here, restart 50-plus. We had to red flag the race. We restacked them up, and we are just moments away from dropping the gate on them once again. But, guys, make sure in the comments you thank Mr. Bud Feldkamp for putting on events like this, for bringing you live coverage. We know so many of you appreciate it out there, and it's just great to see. Thank you very much, Bud. We really appreciate you stopping by, guys. He is the man.
You.
I got to shake his hand over here if I can. Mr. Bud Feldkamp, thank you so much. He is the one putting on this beautiful race today at Glen Helen, bringing you live coverage. And, again, I can't tell you how important it is to send Glen Helen an email. Say thank you. Come here to a race. That's the best way to say thank you. Take a vacation here. But, Mark, from a business standpoint, Bud Feldkamp does not have to do any of this. He could say, you know what, we don't need streaming. You know what, we don't need MotoFest. I don't need to pay $100,000 on May 26th to all these pros out there, but he does, and he does for one reason, and I think it's the same reason you're sitting in that seat, I'm sitting in that seat. It's because we love this sport, and we love two wheels.
Yeah, no, and like he even said in his interview, it's the passion. and it's one of those things we're lucky that we have people like Bud in the world that have that kind of passion, and they're able to put that money out there and to do that because, yeah, this is costing him money. He's not making money on this kind of stuff, but he does. He wants to bring his passion to the world, and it's an amazing thing that we're able to do that. So it's one of those cool things to where you have somebody like Bud, and he has that same exact passion as you and I have, and the reason why we're sitting here. And even with me being hurt and going, no, I'm going to the live feed. Like, let's do this, just like we did last weekend at the NGPC. As soon as I hit the ground, the first thing I thought was, how long is it going to be till I get back on a motorcycle? And it's just that kind of passion. People outside look in and go, you guys are crazy. Like, why do you guys do that? That's just what I do. Like, that's if not what. Why do you guys not do that? I can't explain that. So it's a great thing.
Everybody's got their story of how they fell in love. I think I was cursed. My dad came to see me when I was born on a motorcycle in the hospital, and I think I've been cursed since then. And then, of course, the first ride on the Honda Cub 50. It's been nothing but two wheels ever since. And I know that story is the same for a lot of you out there as we stack them back up. And hopefully maybe Tia or somebody can give us some more information here as to, will this be an abbreviated race, or are we going to run a full? We're going to run. Tia says 7 laps. 7 laps, says Tia. So if you guys are just joining us, we had to red flag the beginning of 50-plus Pro Moto number 2. Bad news for Kurt Nicole, who was leading it. Good news for us, the fans, though, and we'll see if who was that? That was the 114 of Michele Dal Bosco out of Italy that had a commanding hole shot. Also, keep an eye on Gordon Ward, 744 Kawasaki, because he really looked smooth, as Mark pointed out, using a lot of finesse and taking some good lines out there.
And it looked like it was about to get good. Gordon looked like he was comfortable on where the bumps were at on the track and where he could make up time, and he was right on the rear fender of Kurt Nicole. So I'm going out on a limb here, and I'm going to say if Gordon can get off the line and get that start, I think he's got it. I think he can take this second moto win because, again, I know Kurt spends a lot of time here late in the day as well, but I don't think there's anybody that does more laps around Glen Helen after about 3:30, 4 o'clock. And it's definitely a nice thing to see him out there, and hopefully we'll see him up front, and we'll get to see a cool battle.
We are set to go once again. We get a restart here in the 50-plus Moto number 2. I've said it. I'll say it again. You don't stop riding motorcycles because you get old. You get old because you stop riding motorcycles. The vets ready to turn it up, ready to tear it loose, ready to race into Talladega Turn at Bud Feld's Camp's legendary Glen Helen Raceway. We are off. Who will get the whole shot this time? Watch the big number 2. Who's got the reprieve? Who's got the second chance? Somebody way out in front down Talladega. It looks like we've got a Yamaha racer out in front once again. Don't tell me it's Del Bosco again out of Italy. Look at the bottleneck behind him. Heavy traffic. Roost everywhere. Where is the number 2 of Kurt Nicole? Oh, no, we got a Kawasaki rider down. Couple riders down on the start. You never know what's going to happen when you drop that gate again, Mark.
Yeah, and everybody re-racks and it starts all over again. Looks like Kurt Nicole's in about third. Highland right behind him.
Oh, no. Who's that? Is that what it looks like? A Stark? Is that
is a Stark Varg, and
oh no, the number plate ripped off that Stark Varg. Looks like bent handlebars. Good Lord. Let's hope everything's okay out there on the 79 with the Stark Varg. Taking a look at my sheet. Wow, we actually have a replay of that incident. Let's take you to it, courtesy of our friends here at L&N Media. It was this corner right here that created the problem. Tons of traffic back there. Keep an eye on the left-hand side of your screen as that Stark Varg, I do believe, comes in contact with the Kawasaki, goes down, and unfortunately, that could be the end of the day for that rider. Let's hope everybody's okay out there on the start. And, man, the guy sitting next to me with 8 broken ribs knows what that's all about. I told you, Mark Tilley, no newcomer to this, pulls hole shots all the time. But last week in Laughlin, you found out it can happen to anybody out there.
Oh, yeah, no, it can definitely happen to anybody. Just a slight misjudgment on my side and hit the deck. But, again, I had really great equipment on, 60 helmet, some FXR riding gear and a Liette chest protector that even though I do have all those broken ribs, it could have been way worse. And so shout out to all those companies. And make sure when you're buying stuff, make sure you buy really good safety equipment, because it can mean the difference between you getting back on a bike and not getting back on a bike.
That's right. Do not skimp on your safety gear. As we take a look at this battle heating up, we're going to have to reset everything. Keep an eye on these transponders this time by, because this looks like a completely different run order than what we had before we restarted this race.
There isn't anybody. I think about the only person that was up there in the first moto that's up there now is maybe Kurt Nicole, and I think Kurt Nicole was running around third or fourth last time we checked on it. So now that they're coming across, it's Mike Cotter is out in front, Kurt Nicole in second, Sean Hyland in third, Pascal Dorcel in fourth, Brent Pilon in fourth, Michel De Bosco in sixth, and Gordon Ward in seventh. So bummed for Gordon on that one, because he was looking like he might have been able to be right up there with Kurt Nicole and take a win.
I wouldn't count him out just yet. The way that he was running, and the fact that they haven't cut the laps down on this, 7 laps, that who knows? Gordon Ward may just have time, especially if Cotter can slow down Nicole. There's the number 2 right there, chasing down the Yamaha. And this is so crazy to me, too, the way that this sport works sometimes. We haven't talked much about Cotter. All of a sudden, you drop a restart, whole shot, and leading the thing. It's like, where was that? As a competitor, you wonder, where was that all day?
Yeah, well, and it's one of those things to where a good start can change a lot of stuff. I think Cotter finished back in about 5th or 6th in the first moto. And in the first moto of this that was shown on Racing Jack YouTube, Pascal Dorcel got out front, and Hyland was actually out front first, I think, and then Pascal caught him, passed him, and then Kurt was able to catch him but couldn't make the pass, and then Pascal actually pulled out on him. So again, this is going to be a completely different track than what these guys saw earlier today. So right now, as it runs, it looks like Kurt would get the overall. Pascal is running in 4th right now, and he won the first moto. So he's got to make some passes. He's actually got to make a lot of passes. He's got to get in front of Kurt. He doesn't have to win, but he's got to beat Kurt when it comes down to an overall. So, and again, you'll see those guys searching back and forth for a little bit of smooth ground to get some traction, save some energy, because like you said, again, this is a 7-lap race. So they were already about 3 laps in, I think, before the restart. So we're gonna start seeing some tired 50-year-olds right here pretty soon.
Yes, no doubt about
nice
it. Here comes a pass right here.
And that was Pascal making the pass on Sean Hyland.
Yeah, Pascal's throwing me off because he's 975, but he's got a big number 1. Is that a 1 or a 7 on his back? I can't tell, but I think that Pascal.
Yeah, I think that his in the first moto he had that number 975, and he's changed gear. He did the World Cup, and then he changed gear as well. So, a man probably one on the list of the longest traveled here.
Yes,
coming from a small island off of Africa, apparently. So, but we're looking at Sean Hyland and Gordon Ward now. So Gordon kind of getting the flow back, and it hasn't. Kurt and the front runners haven't pulled way out on anybody yet.
Let's take another look at that pass by Pasquale moments ago. He was back there lurking, studying. You see the back end getting loose, and he finally found his opening, darts to the inside. Plenty of real estate, plenty of wide lanes here at Glen Helen Raceway, and Pasquale uses it up and makes that long trip from the coast of Africa pay off all the way here to San Bernardino, California. He says his very first time too, and he's loving it, and that's what we want. Who knows who's watching this from which country right now that could be at the World Vets or the Two-Stroke Nationals next year here at Glen Helen?
So now it looks like Gordon Ward's trying to make his way around Highland just like Pascal did.
I tell you, it's not over. He got time, Mark. He's
definitely got time. And like I said, he's got more time on a rough Glen Helen track than anybody else out there.
Watch this, Gordon.
As he looks for those smooth lines, rides out edges. Man, that's an amazing pass.
Gordon. I told you this.
Wow.
If you watch that Kawasaki, I don't know what it is, if it's technique, if it's bike, he is making up time on everybody with these uphills. He's one of the fastest riders on track on the uphills.
And what you just saw, he went from inside to outside, finding a smooth line so that suspension stays, that rear wheel driving him forward. And another pass. Highland's going the wrong way right about now. He might be getting a little bit tired. But yeah, Gordon, see if he can set sail and go after, I think the rider in front of him.
He can see
might be. Yeah, I think timing and scoring is a little bit behind. We might be having some issues, but Cotter's still out front. I think Kurt Nicole knows that he doesn't have to win this race, but Pascal is right behind him.
Yes, he is.
So he's bridged that gap. He's right behind him. If Pascal gets past him, he's got the overall.
Oh, my goodness. What a battle. You know Nicole's not going to give anything up. One of the absolute GP legends, a man enshrined here at Glen Helen Raceway, revered, respected, many of his students on site, Champions MX, here with us this weekend. Can he hold off Pasquale? There is no better tape to show your students than this one right here. But here comes Pasquale, starting to tighten it up. Remember, Kurt Nicole, one of the older riders in this category. He's 60-plus, racing the 50-plus, hanging with these young boys, 10 years younger. A great job by this legend out on the KTM. Can he hold off Pasquale? Boy, Pasquale seems to be picking up time, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's looking for lines, looking for inside, outsides, trying to go, and sometimes going right down the middle. So we're at the halfway point. So
gone.
Pascal has caught Nicole and hasn't been able to get by yet, but take Cotter out of the overall standings because he finished 6th in Moto number 1. So he's not going to be on the podium. On the inside!
Into the inside! Nicole
Nice!
on the outside. Does Nicole have anything back? I think Nicole might be starting to fade. Pasquale has found another gear. And is Mike Cotter still out in front? Is that what we have here?
Yeah, Mike Cotter is still up front right there. But like
Cotter
I said,
checked out.
he finished. He's not that far in front.
We got to take another look at this. Nicole trying to hold him off. He goes to the outside. Pasquale says, this is my opportunity. Darts to the inside. Nicole doesn't have enough to fight back, at least for now, but still has quite a few more laps in the bank to make something happen. I am so impressed with New Zealand's Mike Cotter, who, just like you said, Mark, sometimes a good start changes everything. Clean air, getting away from lap traffic and checking out a little bit. Question is, with the way Pasquale's moving, what's the gap between him and Cotter? We'll see if we can get eyes on Cotter.
Yeah, it's not that far off. It's a couple seconds, but the way, like you said, the way that right there.
So there's
that's
Cotter
it.
right there.
And Pasquale doesn't have to go any farther forward. All he has to do is maintain where he's at, and he wins the overall because he would go 1-1 to Kurt Nicole's 2-2. So he's got the overall. You could tell that he's an advanced rider for sure because you see that he's riding even the edges of that downhill, how he kind of went right up against the edge and how he's going back into the canyon like that. He's trying to miss all the bumps that he can. So it's all about conserving a little bit of energy and not beating yourself up. So Cotter having a great moto out front, but it could be coming to an end here if Pasquale wants that lead.
Less than 3 laps to go. New Zealand's Cotter leads Pasquale, who came here all the way from the coast of Africa. We shall see. And where is Kurt Nicole? Does Kurt Nicole have anything in the bank? He's not too far back. Maybe Kurt was just taking a breather, shaking out some arm pump, and maybe he's ready to turn the wick up here the last few laps. He's certainly not out of this. But these two Yamahas right now, nose to tail. Here comes Pasquale. Boy, this looks a lot like the way he reeled in Nicole. Pasquale is a man who will not be denied right now. Cotter. What do you do if you're Cotter right now? And you know he's coming. He might not be able to do anything because Pasquale getting aggressive. Darting to the inside. Cotter counters back. We've got great racing here in the 50-plus Pro Saturday Moto number 2 from Bud Feldkamp's Glen Helen Raceway.
Oh, he's going to the inside right now.
Wow, what a battle. This is what it's all about.
And this is where where you got
Pasquale, you might have got a little too aggressive there, Mark.
Yeah, this is where you got to think about it. You got the overall in hand right now. Do you go for the win, or do you just kind of lay back and keep that overall hope alive? Because he can make a mistake going around, he can slide out, and then that overall goes away.
Well, I think the key here for Pasquale is he doesn't have to rush
to the inside.
Right,
he got it.
Past Nicole. He does it once again. Does the 312 have anything? Can Cotter, after leading this whole race and pulling the whole shot, can he bounce back? But Pasquale is a man on a mission. Boy, he worked himself all the way through this field, making passes on some of the top riders out there. Say hello to your new leader. We got to take another look at it. It's not a replay of the pass on Kurt Nicole. It almost looked the same. Same part on track. Pasquale goes to the inside. I will tell you, some of our racers tomorrow may be studying from that line. That might be one of the best places to pass here at Glen Helen.
Well, yeah, and I think when he went by Kurt kind of cased that jump and went a little bit wide. That was just inches. So great racecraft for Pasquale, and he's out front, and it looks like he's going to go 1-1 if he can put everything together.
Man, making that long trip to San Bernardino
makes that long trip worth it.
It sure does, man. He had multiple connections to get here, but right now that man on a Yamaha putting on a clinic in 50-plus Pro Saturday. Now the question is, are we going to see a battle between Nicole and Cotter? Where is Kurt Nicole, the GP legend? I think he's starting to move up. Cotter's kind of fallen back a little bit. This again speaks to your point of things change up front. Look at that gap now. That maybe Cotter has kind of slowed down a little bit and lost some momentum now that he's not leading this thing. But he better not get too comfortable, or Kurt Nicole will come eat him up.
Yeah, it'd definitely be interesting to see. It looks like Gordon has worked his way up to 4th right now. So I think that will give Gordon 3rd overall on the podium, which he's got to be happy with. But I don't think he's going to be able to put any pressure on Kurt Nicole because it looks like he's a couple seconds back.
We shall see, guys, as we continue to wrap through day number 1 here. Remember, full day coming your way tomorrow. We've got coverage up on the Dirt Bike Magazine YouTube channel that you can see when we get done here. Coverage on the Racing Jack YouTube channel that you can see when we get done here. Just click the live tabs on both of those channels. Get subscribed so that way if we do go live again, you will get a notification. But we are giving the maximum amount of coverage to these great racers and Glen Helen Raceway. Like I said, pretty much tripling our coverage from last year, bringing you all the action. It's only day 1. If you think about this, Mark, last year we weren't even live on day 1. And we still got a full day of race action tomorrow to look forward to.
Yeah, and we did it because you guys told us. Comments were flying around like we want to see more of the regular races. We want to see more of everything. So
is that Nicole?
2 laps to go.
Was that Nicole right on the tail of Cotter?
It was.
Now, you tell me, because you know, and I know you viewers know, when you see a racer look back like that, what's that usually mean?
Yeah, that means they're tired and they know you're coming.
Yeah.
So,
and Nicole sometimes gets better as the moto goes on. Cotter is making all types of mistakes. I think fatigue has really crept up on him. Can he hold off Nicole? Nicole trying to put on a clinic on that KTM. The number 2 flying around here as Cotter tries to hang on to the number 2 position. But behind him, a GP legend. At 60 years young, Kurt Nicole. I don't know, Mark.
Yeah.
Man, it's I'd have to give the advantage to Nicole right now. I mean, such a sport of momentum, and if anybody watching this has never raced motocross or even ridden a dirt bike, I don't know how I could even describe how. I think you like to call it dropping an anchor, right? When that you could even be in the best shape of your life, but if arm pump sets in, if that fatigue monster sets in, if you get a cramp, it could change everything.
Yeah, it changes the whole outlook on you're not going down this hill going, yeah, okay, I get a couple more laps on the track. You're going down this hill going, oh man, that guy's coming and I got to go another half a lap right now. I got to hold him off for a half a lap. So a lot of riders, you get to a certain point and then you're like, yeah, I don't care what, nobody's passing me. Nobody's getting by me. I'm going to finish this race. And so I think that's probably about where Cotter's at right now is he's going to, if Kurt gets anywhere close to him, he's going to ride a really wide bike, as we would say. So, go way inside, way outside. But Kurt knows that he doesn't have to pass him to get second overall. He's got second overall. First overall is kind of going away from him. And then he's pretty safe right now because Gordon's far enough back to where he doesn't have to really worry about that. Gordon's a couple seconds back. So he doesn't have to worry about that, and even if Gordon got around him, it wouldn't really change the standings.
Pascal Dorsal putting on a clinic. You're later, looking to go 1-1 on the day. The big question is, what will happen in that second position? And Mark is right. Kurt Nicole has got number 2 virtually locked up, but I'm sure the very proud competitor would love to pick up that extra step on the podium if he could. Right now, there's a look at your leader. That's the man nobody has had an answer for here in the 50-plus pro category as he races towards the white flag. Just
with
a great run out there.
A couple of impressive motos.
Yes,
I mean,
very much
a
so.
couple of impressive motos to where first moto we were talking about going, yeah, nobody can beat Kurt. Kurt's got to beat, all that stuff. And then Pascal came out of nowhere and just made us all kind of eat our words. And then we thought he was coming up on him. So white flag out, one more lap to go. And then he will be our 2025 W World Vet Champion in the 50 Pro class. So making that long trip, all those plane flights to get here, when you go back with the number 1 plate, it makes it all worth it. So
no doubt about it.
Last time going into the famous Talladega first turn.
What a day for Yamaha out here, too. I'll tell you, in SoCal, there must be something about that Dodger blue. Dodgers had a pretty historic comeback yesterday. They're heading in Game 7 tonight trying to get it done. And the blue crew, the Yamaha team, has been cleaning up out here at Glen Helen Raceway, which is always appropriate given the Yamaha signage all over the racetrack.
Well, I would say that Yamaha is probably the winningest manufacturer when it comes to the W or even the White Brothers before that Vet World Championships, because Doug Dubach's got 30 of them, and I know they were all on Yamahas. So I know they got 30 of them, and then I think that Kiefer won this a year on maybe in the 30 class on a Yamaha. I know there's been lots of riders riding on Yamahas. I think even Travis Preston, who does a lot of stuff in the testing and development department at Yamaha, came out and won this race on a Yamaha, I believe, as well. So I know that they have 30 right now, and just with one rider. So definitely very impressive.
Pascal coming up on some lap traffic. Let's hope that doesn't hinder him. Is this your boy Gordon Ramsay, who I got to call him, or not Gordon Ramsay? Excuse me, that's the chef. He's cooking up the hill like Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, that's Gordon Ward right there on his KX 450, and it's like he's going to he's making some ground, I think, on those guys. I think that might be a lapped rider, but that is definitely Gordon Ward right there. So he might be making some ground on Kurt Nicole. Like that's
oh boy! Hold on, Kurt Nicole.
We got Aaron Kennard keeping us in all the action right now.
That's true.
Making it to where we're right there in all the action, all those great passes that we've got so far. It's our buddy Aaron making sure we're
doubt
right there.
about it.
So.
Our director and leader of L&N Media, formerly Ross Fitz Productions. Big shout out to him and the great team that we have here, just doing an awesome job wherever they may be. Pasquale looking to go 1-1 on the day. Can Kurt Nicole hang on? Can he hold off the fast charging Gordon Ward? We shall see. But the Blue Crew, I know my man Donnie from Yamaha is probably watching, fist bumping, and loving the fact that these Yamaha riders are cleaning up here today. Just a couple more bumps to go. Pasquale looks back. He says, yeah, I got it. That plane ride home is going to feel awfully sweet as he takes the checkered flag here at Glen Helen Raceway. And here comes this Cotter.
Yeah, Cotter coming
up.
across.
What a ride for him. I can't believe Cotter held off Nicole. Nicole comes home on the podium, may have let discretion be the better part of valor, like Mark alluded to, knowing that he had second wrapped up. Was able to hold off the Kawasaki Gordon Ward, but let me tell you what, if you're an older rider, those are 4 fast 50-plus men out there right now.
I'm glad I'm in the booth and not having to be out there on the track and riding those guys.
A couple more years, you're going to be racing with them there, Mark.
My ribs don't hurt as much right now.
Good
now
Lord.
that I'm here, so it's definitely really cool to see. But great racing action. I know we're probably going to see. Here's our IWC Tire Pros results with Pascal in first, Mike Cotter in second, Kurt Nicole in third, Gordon Ward in fourth, and Julian Cerny rounding out the top 5. So now we look at overalls. We look at Mike Cotter's out because he had a 5th or a 6th in Moto number 1. So I believe what our overall podium will be Pascal in first, Kurt Nicole in second, and Gordon Ward in third. But remember, everything that comes out of our mouth is officially unofficial.
We'll talk to our podium finishers and sort it all out when we return to beautiful San Bernardino. Stay with us, guys. The 41st Annual World Vet Championships from Bud Feldkamp's beautiful Glen Helen Raceway. We'll be back right after this. The 41st W World Vet Motocross Championship, brought to you by Arc Levers, ASV Inventions, and by CC Motorsports. Taking a look at the iconic Glen Helen signs, our version of the Hollywood sign, some 60 miles away. That's the only one you need here in Southern California. What a day it has been here. 41st Annual W World Vet Motocross Championship. I believe our own Josh Mosman as our podium finishers. Let's send it down to Josh.
Pascal is back on top, 1-1 in the 50 Pro class for this guy. Long ways from home to get here, and a little bit of drama in that one. The start ended up missing a couple riders, so you were on the track. Tell us what happened before they red flagged it. You had no goggles.
I don't understand. I think it's okay for the start. It's no start, no good. Yeah. And go and no goggles. Very difficult for me. And three laps and a red flag. Yeah. Oh yes, okay, it's good. Yeah. And second race and good start. And laps for laps, I go for the Kurt Nicole. Yeah. I'm very happy. Yeah. The general for the second pro, it's okay. Yeah. And the one place, it's very beautiful for me. Yeah. Very good.
All the way from the island of Reunion. So this island is off the coast of Madagascar, which is off the coast of Africa. For a long ways from home, he flew from Reunion to France, to Paris, from there to LAX, all the way here to Glen Helen, and now you're 1-1 in the 50 Pro class. Congratulations, great job, and just tell us what it means to fight through the pack. I mean, you had to be patient. You took your time because you weren't up front. You were in like 4th or 5th on the first couple laps, and you slowly made your way to the front.
Yes, very good. I like USA. Me am La Réunion. I speak French. Yeah. I speak my country. Yeah. La Réunion, mi Amazot. Moi, aux États-Unis aujourd'hui. Et on a gagné le 50 Pro. Donc franchement, moi les champions du monde dans ma catégorie. I'm very happy. Thank you. Congratulations for the USA. I love you. Me Amazot.
Awesome job, Pascal. Give it up for this guy, Pascal. Great job, man. Really fun to watch. You're impressive.
Thank you.
Woo.
What a performance for him, and he's not done yet. Remember, we still got a whole day 2 coming your way live on the Motocross Action YouTube channel, and man, I hope the weather is the same because we have picture perfect racing conditions out there right now.
Yeah, no, you can't ask for better weather, and it looks like we're going to go back down to Josh Mosman on the podium with our second place finisher, Kurt Nicole. Back to you, Josh.
All right, we are here with Kurt Nicole, second overall in the 50 Pro class, but you're a little bit of an Ironman. You had the lead 3 laps into the race. It got red flagged because a couple guys missed the start, and it was a little bit of a controversy there, but you end up second overall. Kurt, tell us a little bit about it. Just a gnarly day, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it was gnarly. Obviously, the red flag cost me, but, you know, what's done is done. He was faster than me on the day, you know, so, you know, second was where I was going to finish today, and that's okay. Yeah. But, I think the track held up awesome. Better than it's held up other years, to be honest, and you know, it's fun out there. I had a couple of sketchy moments, but not as many as I normally have.
Good stuff, Kurt. So with the track being as long as it is, as fast as it is, 3-minute lap times, do you think that's helping the track conditions, or do you think it's just the race being spread out over 3 days?
I think it's a bit of both, but I really like the track layout. Even though Dennis Stapleton did it, which is surprising, but he did a great job. I think the track layout's great. You know, I think you can see we haven't had many accidents this weekend, and so I think it's credit to everybody that set the track up. And, you know, I think a 3-minute lap time's better. We don't catch up to the second line quickly, and, you know, I think it just works for this race.
Yeah, it's been pretty smooth, so awesome job. We got dogs that are fans of Kurt Nicole here. I'm a fan of Kurt Nicole, so great job. Second place, 50 Pro. Get him next time.
Okay, thanks, Josh.
Well, thank you very much, Josh Mosman. We certainly appreciate it. And Kurt Nicole, a hard-fought second-place finish. And I'll tell you, man, what a great day 1 it has been here at the 41st Annual W Vet World Championships. I can't believe we get to do it all again tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, like you said earlier, last year it was one of those things. We weren't even live yet. We had recorded some stuff, but we weren't even live yet. We've been live all day long on 3 different YouTube channels, bringing people to this great event. We've gotten to talk to Bud Feldkamp, John Anderson from W, lots of other stuff going on. I mean, you get to kind of see. We're showing you earlier. We were showing you the 50 novice class and going from there. So like, share, tell everybody in the comments what you like, what you want to do, because we brought you more live coverage this year on just Saturday than we brought you all of last year, and it's because you guys said it in the comments. So it's a great thing, a great time to be alive and to see this stuff happen live with Pascal's, with his passion and everything. You could tell he was fired up. He was ready to go. And it's just a great thing.
Yeah, I got updated results, too. We'll keep you posted throughout the day, but tomorrow, I should say. But in terms of countries, I got bad news for USA. They got work to do. Number 5 right now, New Zealand 4, Canada 3, Brazil 2, and our leaders so far, Viva La France. We'll see what happens tomorrow, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. For Mark Tilley and the Dirt Bike Magazine YouTube channel, I'm Jack Rapella from Racing Jack YouTube. We'll see you tomorrow right here on the MXA channel. Thank you so much, Bud Feldkamp, all the great sponsors for being with us. Tomorrow, day 2 of the 41st Annual W World Vet Motocross Championships. We'll be back.